How you guys doing? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome back to Gold Rush Season 30. Yes, I know, we're here. It's all good, and so on and so forth. And the world is, well, it's 2024. That's just the joys of life. So, yeah, that's where we're going today. Where did I put my audio for this thing? Let me just switch over to the main, because I know where it is there. No! Joys of coming back after like doing stuff like a couple of recordings yesterday. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, now I do. It's okay. We'll finally get there. Anyway, so yeah, we're back on to Gold Rush. I've done a little bit of digging yesterday. I wasn't feeling great yesterday. I've had a little bit of like a weird, whingy, stormy headache because it's been a storm in the UK. And I've pulled something in my neck. So yesterday I was just like bored stiff. I was like, I can't move properly. My neck hurts. Everything aches. Ah, the joys. All I was doing was peeling a sticker off of a bottle. And as I was looking down, something just twined in my neck. I'm like, no. So I've been on painkillers all of yesterday. And it's only just sort of, yeah, it's only going. Michael, thank you very much for kicking by. Time to lurk again. Not a problem, bud. As long as you're there and you're enjoying the content, that's the best thing about it. Right, so first off, let me just make sure I've got enough water. Yeah, we got enough water, that's fine. All good in the hood. Right, turn that on, slap that in there. Alright, cool. And where I'm at on the leaderboard, for all those people who really care about this, I am 16th. Yeah, I'm 55,000 ounces now. I've hit some good ground, so I'm just digging that up now. A normal cleanup now is like all my buckets, so if I can fill them all, we're all good. And that's the plan. All of my conveyors have now been like filled up with fuel, and it's just digging out the patch that I'm on now. That's all I'm doing, and just doing the same thing as I've been doing this whole time. Sitting back and digging. Yo yo yo! I was just watching day 8 and 9 live stream, still playing catch up. Man, you got a lot of catching up to do. Especially because some of those streams are like 5 hours long. Enjoy! It's a podcast that will last you an entire month. But yeah, that's the plan is actually, yeah, I sort of figure like next month should be, if they do one next month or whenever the next one is, I might do it. Just because it does work for just chill content. And just, you know what, I'm going to kick back and enjoy. So where I'm digging out right now, pardon me, is I believe I'm here. This is where I believe I'm standing right now. So all of this is what I'm digging out. All of this is like 2,000 ounces per square. So I should get a nice little kick after I've like done this for a couple of hours. So we need to do 30 dump trucks. So we're going to be refueling a little bit. We're going to be going through like a couple of days worth of digging right now. So it's going to be a bit slow for a bit because I'm working like this far away from the actual truck. But we are only doing quarter turns of digging now. So we're doing a little bit better. I sort of figured it was just easier to sort of try and work it in a little bit easier for like digging. And just trying to dig out a whole area instead of just like a small section. I know it might take me a little bit longer, like to turn the arm and stuff, but genuinely, if I'm digging out like 2.5 squares each time, or like yeah, a square and a half each time, then it works a little bit better for me. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's what they're for. Like that's why you got lo-fi music, you got me yabbering on in the background. It's all good. You got yourself a podcast in the background. It's all right. But yeah, apart from that, I hope everybody's New Year's doing all right. Like I said, I should have streamed yesterday, but I just the headache's still there, but I can't shift it yet, which sucks. Yeah, I need to go and pick up some more paracetamol at some point because I'm running out now. I never run out of paracetamol normally because it's like I take it like religiously because I'm always in pain. But yeah, I'm starting to run out. I'm like, oh no, I've got to go to the chemist tomorrow. I'll be alright. I'll be fine. But yeah, all good. Daniel, how you doing, bud? Thank you very much for kicking by. Dig it up to the line. Na 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 na. I was behind you on the board. Okay. I don't know if you're behind me now. I overtook Gadfield last night because last night was like my last cleanup of like because I was digging for most of the day yesterday. I say most of the day. I dug for a bit in the morning, a bit in the afternoon, whilst I could like focus on it. But yeah, apart from that, I got into a little bit of like I'll do one cleanup today, I'll be fine. And so I just basically I did 30 trucks of digging, and then that was it. I think I'm at 55,000 ounces now. So, Smile Dog, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the new year. So what I'd like to do is, I was on season gold, I think. Oh, okay. I look at both. I can't remember the other one. But yeah, so I'm looking at doing like 30 trucks today because that's all of my buckets. So that's how I literally work out how I'm doing stuff. And hopefully, like at some point, we'll get closer to the. We'll get closer. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm proper skint right now. If I'm going to be brutally honest, the last couple of days I've been okay. And then all my bills came out yesterday. I'm like, shit. So, yeah, it got really. I'm down to like my last 18p until next Monday. Thankfully, we've got food and drink in the house and everything else. But man, I was like, yeah, it was like real tight. Apart from that, I'm all right. I twinged a muscle in my neck yesterday, and I've had a headache since yesterday. So, apart from that, I'm fine. How you doing, Claus? Welcome in, bud. Yeah, I've been better. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's been weird. I've never been this close to an empty bank account. Not since I went bankrupt like years and years and years ago. I've always looked after my money. It's just like Christmas kills me because, like, the problem with being on like a carer's allowance is that you get paid every Monday. And we've just had 2 bank holidays, which means I've been paid every Friday. And that money doesn't last a whole week. And it's like, yay! Cool. So I've got milk, got drink, got bread, got enough food in the house for a week and a bit. We will be fine. We will survive. So I'm streaming mainly just because... I could be making videos, but at the moment my head's sort of... I can do this, but when it comes to like making like actual videos and stuff, I can't do it. I can't focus on doing all that stuff. Not a bad start to the year, but doing okay. All good, man. Yeah, New Year sucks. Like as soon as it hits into the New Year, you know you did well when you've got no money left and you're just gonna survive until your first paycheck. So it's a New Year thing. I think it only ever happens like right now. And everyone's like, oh, I'm in the same boat. I'm skint as well. Like, yeah, that's just how it is. The Christmas blues. So everybody's singing the same song, and it's not exactly the brightest, cheeriest one. I did get a really good a comment. Someone watched one of my like earlier videos for the stream, and they just went, "All you did was dig for this whole video." I was like, "Yep, welcome to Gold Rush." It's like most exciting part of like everything. You do the same monotonous thing over and over again, but you learn to enjoy it. So be happy. Right, this is truck number 2 coming up. I need 28 trucks to go. 28 trucks to go. Oh, give me a sec. I'll read that in a minute. At 1:30 on New Year's Day, some git decided it was a good idea to drive like a tit, crash into 5 cars, including mine, and pick. Oh, fuck. Damn drunk drivers. It's only drunk ones that run away. Yeah, but that's the worst thing to happen on New Year's, isn't it? Hi, we're just gonna we're just gonna give you some really bad luck to end your year and start the next one. All right. Number 1, your landlord's gonna be a bit of a tit. Number 2, some nice wanker's gonna drive into your car and fudge you up a bit more. No, that doesn't sound like a fun time to start. Shame you can't find out who it was. You need somebody who's got one of those door cams that might have picked up the footage. Took Plod 4.5 hours to come to the scene. Yeah, it's because it's New Year's. None of them work. Happy New Year, Jason Carter. Checked and nothing. Oh, damn. So you didn't even get a face for the person who did it. That sucks. Like, stupid hairy testicles. That sucks. Dude. Put it this way, if I ever find out, yeah. Well, if you ever find out, you just find someone who's into pegging and do it to them, like they did to your car. Just ruin their back end instead. Probably a couple of people out there that would do it for a laugh. I'll get censored by YouTube now. Look, within 12 minutes he's already talking about sexual content. God damn it, Hybrid, shut up. You're going to ruin yourself. Probably. Ah, it sucks. Yeah, fuck. You gotta think all that work you put into it. It's like now it's just like, yeah, now I've got to do more work. New Year's though, mate. No one cares. They go out, they get drunk, and then they go for a drive. And then they're like, oh yeah, well, it's fine. I mean, I'll steal this car, so I don't have to get my own car into trouble. Wankers. I was sat here gaming out. Yeah, I did the New Year's stream. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were here as well. I can't remember. Like New Year's for me, even though I didn't drink, I can't really remember what happened because I think it was the same. It was the same old shit, you know. But it was fine. It was nice to actually just hang out and stuff. But I don't remember anything I said or anything. It's like for me, unfortunately, it's like being on drink. I'll do so much during my day. Like if I'm talking loads, like I do on streams, by the end of it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I'll get to the end of it. I just won't remember anything I've spoken about. Nothing, unless I hit that record button and I do like a couple of shorts. No money for hybrid. Oh no, it'll still get money. It's just like you'll get limited if YouTube goes through your stream. They'll limit it if it's that bad. I was playing Farming Simulator 22, mining, figure out how the mods work. So got a good insight of it now. Excellent. I don't. What did I do? I played this. I've recorded a couple of videos ready for the new channel. I'm basically just stuffing content. So I'm doing 4 videos of Storage Hustle for the new channel, and then I've got to do. I'm going to be doing 6 house flipper videos for it as well, and then I'll go from there. House flipper 2, sorry. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm going with that one. And then I've got a key mailer wouldn't let me in this morning, so I think they're having like internal problems today, so that's fun and games. We'll be alright. And then on this channel, I think I'm just gonna. I think for a while, unless I actually want to make a dedicated video, I think I'm going to be streaming a lot, because it's easier for me to stream on one channel and then like do content on another. If that makes sense. It's just one of those things. It's like spreading out both things onto 2 different channels is quite difficult if you're just doing like I'll just do videos on here or I'll just do this. I actually like live streaming, and I think this might be one of those things that if it comes through to like a Gold Rush season, I might just live stream for that 30 days. So when it comes to doing the other channel, that is just going to be pure videos, and I'm only doing 3 a week, so I can sort of catch up with myself. If I just stream here, I can catch up with myself over there, which is kind of handy. So yeah, and at the moment, because it's early days for the channel, it's like I've really just got to put the work in right now. So streaming is just like one of those things. I can just chill. So I can do a Gold Hunter stream and we'll just rip the piss out of the game. And like I can do like Farming Simulator Gold Rush. I haven't even touched that treasure hunting game yet. But I've got all these things I can do. I just haven't got round to it. So I'm thinking every time I stream, if I'm not doing a season, I think I'm just going to start doing like more streams and just go from there, and then just see how this works for like a year, because I've got like a year to mess around with this stuff. You know, we got Hydrodea coming up. I probably will do a video series for Hydrodea. I'll work my arse off on that, and then I'll just stream it. Yeah, well, it would be fine, but I don't drink, so well, not anymore. I really just stopped now. I even did it like over the weekend. We went out for a meal because I needed to get the kids out, or I was going to bury them. So we went out for a meal. We ended up in the old classic like chavvy flipping like Weatherspoons. And even with the meal, it was like, hey, you can have a drink. It's like, cool, I can have a, you know, I can have a beer, I can have this. And I just had to, you know what? I just want a Pepsi. I don't really care about like drinking alcohol anymore. I think I'm just past it. I'm like, I'm done. Like that was me like 15 years ago. Fair enough. Well, I'll see if I struggle first. We'll go from there. Well, not so much. I mean, I always used to just have like a pint with like a meal. You know, it was just one of those things. But because I'm not really like social anymore, yeah, social drinking for me was that one thing. It was like I did it with my friends and stuff, and then over time I've just gone, I can't be bothered. I haven't drunk alcohol for 17 years. Yeah, I think some people will just grow out of it. Others, they'll just keep drinking. I think it would be one of those things if it ever gets to like, if a doctor ever turns around to me and says, you know, you've only got a little longer left. You know, you haven't got long. I'm going all out. I am not going to feel that shit. There was a guy I used to work with. He died of he had 2 brain tumours. I'm still not sure how he was still fully functioning. Well, he technically wasn't. So when he worked for the company I was at, he used to come in like staggering all the time. I mean, he used to drive to work, but it turns out his breakfast was like a bottle of wine. When he died, he had 2 brain tumours. It was incurable. There was no way they could do anything for him. And every day he was pissed. During his lunch break, he would go to the off license and down a bottle of wine for his lunch. It was like, fucking, and this guy's still driving, you know. So he was like full blown functioning alcoholic. But yeah, I think if I was given that sort of news, I'm like, you know what? I think it's time for me. I'm just gonna go out and just, you know, just like, I'm not gonna feel it. It would help with me driving on here as well, because I suck at this. Right, I need to shut the curtain because I'm getting blinded. The little corner of darkness. Hail. Ah, no, turn off the engine. Turn off the engine. Shut it off. Caught up on Gold Rush as well. I watched 2 episodes. That ground that Parker is on is absolutely phenomenal. 500 ounce cleanup in 1 week. That's ridiculous. I don't think I can mix my meds with it. Yeah, other people do. No, I think one of them's been running for a week. The other one hasn't, or is it? So I know Sluice had a shift out, and that's why it was like just below what it should have been. But then like the next one was like, that's a lot of gold. Was it Big Red that's producing and Lucifer's on the move at the moment? I can't remember which way round it is. Yeah. But no, I've enjoyed this. Like, I mean, this season of Gold Rush has actually made me want to sort of like play this a bit more, because it's like, I don't know, I think it's just because I'm following it and it's like I'm doing this and doing that. I got into this when I was playing baseball. It's like, if I follow baseball, watch baseball, play baseball, I'm all good. And I think with Gold Rush right now, I'm watching as much as I can, and I'm playing it as well. I even play it whilst I'm watching it. There we go. Oh yeah, definitely. Here we go, here we go, here we go. $68. Was this truck? I can't even remember how many truckfuls I've done now. I'll know when it switches over. I'll be like, oh, I've done 5. Well, when it switches, it'll be halfway through 6. So, and then after I've done 15, I have to go and switch all my buckets over. I'll be digging some dirt on Farming Simulator. All good. I will be like, as said, like during the week for me, streaming during the day is actually better for my head, for my sleep and everything else. It's only Saturdays that screw me up right now, so I'm alright with that. But like for me tonight, I'll probably get a couple of videos ready I'll start recording up for the other channel. So I've done 3. I just need to start doing House Flipper 2 now, because I think that's going to keep me going for a little while. So I'll probably do 6 videos of that. That's 2 weeks worth of content. And if I can stay sort of like a month ahead of myself on that channel, I should be all right. You know, so even when it comes up, like even when it comes to doing, like, let's say I do another season of Gold Rush, I've got a month's worth of content in hand, which means I'm not going to have to worry too much. That's the plan, so I'm hoping that's where it ends up. All good in the hood. It's another one. I sort of figured as well, this whole, like, this way of stripping land is actually fairly good for me, because it works for, not only does it work for like OCD, but it actually sort of works as a way of getting to the bottom of everything and then carrying on, which is quite nice. So I would just dig from here. And then just dig out this shelf and then move it along. Now I've got to turn my lights on because it's getting dark again. I did have a plan for Farming Simulator 2022. Gold mining, but need people to join to do it. Well, I mean, we'll see how things go. As I said, I haven't touched it yet, but not really. I did think about Dinkum, and it does go down that whole line of like city building as well, so it could be something I look into. And Dinkum's pretty solid. I mean, for like a real sort of, I would say like a kidified game, it does feel a little bit more what's that? What's the game? Like, the Animal Crossing. It feels a lot like that. You're right. Okay. Yeah, so Dinkum I might try, like do like a season 2, because I mean it should just continue on from where I was when I was streaming it. I did like it. I think it's just depending on how many people actually follow it. That's the problem. And there was a big Blitz put up he put up a post in, he sent me a message and he goes, did you know there were 23,000 games on Steam this year, like in 2023? I'm like, no. And he showed the graph. I just sat there and just went, wow. that's a lot of shit. Because I saw a lot of the games that came through, like obviously through Keymailer and everything else, and like I would say that out of like a month's worth of games, I'd probably choose like 1 to follow, because the rest of them weren't very good. And then when you go through like the brand new list on Steam, it's like there's a lot of hentai sort of adulty games coming out, like, you know, Sex Dungeon, things like this. And I'm like, I think this counts, but genuinely not interested. Yeah, there was a lot of crap. And when you consider that like a YouTuber plays, let's say 1 game a week, so we're going to play 52 games. There's another 23,000 games out there that you haven't played. That's ridiculous. Okay, we're 5 buckets in. Well, 5 trucks in. Yeah, Roy. Actually, why did that change and nothing else has? Ah, oh, please make it have worked properly. Right, so there's nothing coming through right now. Are you full or you're 99% full? Ah. bloody game. Just gonna do 99%. Right, anyway, that's 5 buckets. That's 5 full. So the next one will be 28%. Transporter 2602. Boom! Thank you very much for subscribing over on Twitch. It's most appreciated for you to be using your Amazon subscription over there. As said, if you use your subscriptions over there, you're not using your own money. It's okay. Use Amazon's money, not your own. It's that simple. Also, more maps to choose from. Oh, hold on. You'll be spoiled for choice of vehicles. Yeah, I saw like the guy's mod list. He's done loads, so I'm sort of looking forward to it. At the same time, it's probably going to scare the bejesus out of me. But as I said, I want to do this sort of like in a live stream because, like, number one, I'm not very good at like learning stuff on my own. I get into my own little routes, and then it's like, yeah, I don't need any more help. I'm fine. So if I do it as a live stream and I screw up, I know there's going to be like 10 people in the chat going, "You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong." And I'm like, okay, cool. I can change this. And it's funny. Every time that happens, it's funny. Because you can guarantee someone just takes it like OTT and like they'll just swamp chat. Like, no, you got to do it like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, cool, chill, right. Now you're my guide. Well done. And that's what I predict is going to happen, at least. So yeah, it'll be. I'll do Farming Sim at times, but it's just right now. Like for me, I want to give. Like as said, I'm doing my live streams are usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So as said, the reason why I didn't stream yesterday is because I just couldn't. Like my headache is not as bad as it was yesterday. My neck still hurts, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. Genuinely, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll be fine. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be streaming, and then Saturday will be my next one. And then I'm basically getting around to a point that this season's shutting down. So next week I won't have anything to stream. So we've got other things to do now. Nah, that's fine, mate. So this truck full will be the one that's going to swap out the rest of the stuff, like the mesh and the moss and everything else. Because you're only supposed to put 28% in to like fill the rest of it up, and it'll work. But because, well, oh no, it's been done. Okay. Okay, so this is load number 7 then. I can live with that. Yeah, don't forget, if you are liking the channel, the videos, the streams and all the other stuff, hit that like, subscribe and notification button below. If you're new here, welcome. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Have a great day. Hope 2024 is treating you some sort of nicety. I know we're only 3 days in, but, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Turn my light off. Let's go forwards. And then let's go backwards. What are my thoughts on Fae Farm? Never heard of it. So we'll have to see. Is it like Stardew Valley and all the other games that are out there to copy Stardew Valley? Like Animal Crossing. Well, actually, Animal Crossing came out before Stardew. So Stardew Valley, Coral Island, Fae Farm by the looks of it, The Last Outpost, that sort of thing. Is it another one of those games? Yes. Then, okay, so I'm going to base this off an opinion that I haven't actually seen the game. I'm going to say, well, it's like Stardew Valley. You know, graphics might be improved, gameplay might be a little bit better, it might run a little bit more fluid. But, you know, depending if they're mixing farming content with dungeon crawling and everything else, a bit like Stardew, then it should be an alright game. If they sort of cheapen up on some of the stuff and they don't put it in, then it's like, right. But you need to do stuff with magic. Oh, okay. Then no, I don't know what it's like. Like, I'm just guessing. I would have checked. I think I would have checked it on Keymailer, but I haven't been able to log in for 2 days. Because Keymailer, for some reason, even though they put their they put up their like authenticator where you have to click on the squares to like find pictures and stuff. I've been doing that constantly. And it's just like, no, it's not right. It's like, bloody well is. I've clicked every box with a bloody button in it. But no, apparently I can't log in, so I'm just waiting. I think they're having an internal issue right now. And Fae Farm, it hasn't come up on my Steam list, so I haven't looked at it. The problem with like going down that route of like that sort of farming content is there's quite a lot of games that do the same thing. So, yeah. There was one, I can't remember, it was a Kickstarter thing last year. I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically like a 3D version of like Stardew. You get a plot of land, you build a farm, you can go dungeon crawling, you can go to town, all of that stuff. And I'm like, it looks like Stardew, but it just looks better. And now I can't remember what it's called. But it was a Kickstarter. It looked really impressive. I've probably got it on my wish list. But apart from that, no, I haven't really paid attention to much. I've just been, if I'm going to be honest, I've just been trying to sort of like started to get stuff recorded for the other channel now. And just get stuff going. And then sort of come up with a sort of plan for this one. At the moment, live streaming is the sort of plan because, as I said, it doesn't mess me up as much during the day. Like during the if it's streaming in the evenings, I've been through this before, but it's like, it affects me so much differently. Like, streaming during the day doesn't bother me. Streaming at night, that bothers me. Side effects include, like, next day feels like I've been drinking. Definite tiredness comes in, like, really badly. It seems to be a mix between Stardew and Dinkum, but 3D-ish. I might check it out then. Give me a sec. We'll put it up in here. Been going 24 hours. I feel that's why it feels like for me sometimes because of the kids though. Especially when I get woken up in like strange times. Right, so let's pull this up. So this is the display. So it's called Fae Farm. Let me just check my wishlist to see if I haven't found it before. Bootleg. I'm not even sure why I put that up there. Okay, I don't have it on here. So let's go into the store. Fae Farm, £22. That's an expensive indie game. Explore new islands. It looks pretty. I'll give him that. I'm going to assume is this just multiplayer or is this just your one character? I think this is for younger audience. It's really sort of cutesy, isn't it? Fae Farm, coast of Croakia. Yeah, it came out on the Switch as well, so that it's like. I think it's supposed to be a bit like Harvest Moon. No, Dario, I was watching KOS play it. Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, it looks more like. It looks like a kid's game. Or something that you would get one of those. I know it sounds sort of like stereotypical, but you know that the girly girls.
It's cute.
Yeah. It's not for me, but I can understand the appeal if you fall into a certain category of like, if you fall into that. Oh, I really want a cute game to play, or you're a kid. Because there's not anything really offensive in it, so it's like it's good to keep kids there, and it's brightly coloured as well. You can normally tell the sort of direction. If it's an adult game, it's normally a little bit more sort of like realistically looking, or like at least the colour palettes aren't as like bright. But you can tell with that, it's like we're here to like indoctrinate your children into playing on a farm, because we've made it bright and colourful and loud and shiny. Yeah. There's dungeon crawling. Yeah, but I bet it's not like I don't know, like proper like scary dungeon. Stardew Valley's dungeon's not scary, it's just a bit more gritty. Ah, picture in a picture. Yeah, that one, sorry. My bad. I always forget to turn that off. Is the only way I can do 4K? Oh, it's dark out here, right. We just need to chip away a little bit more and then we're done on this bit and then we just move over. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, so I've got one more video for storage hustle to record for the other one, and then that's like nearly that's a week and 1 day's worth of content over there, and then it's 6 videos of House Flipper 2 and see how that goes. Basically, the idea is I'm doing sort of like 2 weeks worth of content per game, so I do 6 videos per game as like a series, and then see what picks up and what doesn't. And just work on it from there, and then work on myself as a presenter of games. That's the real plan. Mainly just get better at what I do. Because at the moment, I would say like I'm a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I think. No, it's definitely not my style of game, but I can understand the appeal. So, you know, I'm not going to hate it, but it's not really my type of game. Do. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Right, we're on the line, so we got to move. Bonk. Right, turn me light off. Get me dump truck. Okay, so this is a bit of a strange one because we're right up against the edge now. So I've got to pull it in sideways. The reason why I've got to put it in sideways is because I've got to be able to still get to the thingy. The thingy, right? The bloody flipping Frankenstein, and I've still got to be able to scoop dirt at the same time. So it has to go in sideways. There we go. And now we take all of this dirt and we put it in the back of this truck and we are all good. I was just thinking about the games that had a treasure / mining partners game. Yeah, there's not a lot of them, so that's the problem. So to put this is why like Tectonica and Factorio and Satisfactory are sort of in this like mining list as well, because they're sort of around those lines, and they come down to the automation part of it as well. Then you've got Hydroneer, obviously Hydroneer, because that will be like, that's a big thing. It's a big thing for me, because I would say that Hydroneer is pretty much responsible of why I have the subscribe count I do. So I can't really just say, well, I'm not playing Hydroneer anymore. Obviously with a new update as well, that would be stupid. But then apart from that, yeah, there's not really many sort of like actual mining games out there, because no one really makes them, and I'm not sure why. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that get a lot of satisfaction out of playing them. Just unfortunately, it's easier to make like an FPS and be like, yeah, all you got to do is shoot your friends and you're fine. And that just becomes the norm. And unfortunately, people just don't want to take risks when it comes to like developing anything different. Or they don't want to go down this route because they might be, well, it's boring. We're only going to sell like 500,000 copies of the game. We're not, you know, that's a good amount of money, and you build from that. But unfortunately, yeah, there's not many mining games out there. I really want the Alaska Gold Fever one to come out, because that's set like 1800s when the Great Gold Rush started. So it would be cool to play it, but I've had that on my wish list for 3 years and I haven't seen anything else to do with it, so I think it might be a dead game right now. Unfortunately, it's a Playway title, so it's like, yeah, it might come out, maybe. We'll see. The worst part about Playway titles is you sit there with them on your wish list for a couple of years, and then you think they're dead, and then like 4 years later, Playway go, hey, we're announcing this new game. It's like, oh, what? That's how Playway work? Like one of them I did it a couple of years back. I know it was a couple of years ago because I did a live stream on it, and it was a car manufacturer where you have to set up different scenarios to go through like different ages of car building, and then you get like your big event at the end of it. I did that a couple of years ago. They literally put the trailer up. It came up yesterday on Facebook. It was like new titles from Playway this year, and car manufacturers on that list. I'm like, it's only taken like 3 years. 3 years of just sitting here going, it'll come out at some point. It's been on my wish list the whole time. Most games on my wish list, I normally add them when they get first announced. So then it's like 3 years later, I have to wait for the actual game to come out. It's a little bit annoying because you sit there going, I want like a new game to play, and you know all the games you want to play aren't coming out for like 2 to 3 years. So when my wish list finally gets through, I've only got 131 games on there. That's like 2 years worth of content, if it all comes out. But yeah, there we go. Just have to wait and see. And it sucks. There we go. Diggy diggy hole. I don't even remember which truck I'm up to now. I do know if it hits through, if it starts going, oh, we're changing the buckets over again, I know we're up to like 10 trucks full. So then I'll work it out. I'll go for now. Like 5 dump trucks and then 28% to 1. We should be alright. Should. Just need to keep digging. But yeah, if people come up with like a game or something that might fit the bill, I'm more than happy to look into it, and then I can add it to the wish list and follow it from there, that sort of thing. But mining is hard. It's hard to find any games that really go for it, which is why Split ended up on he ended up on Gold Rush for so long, because there was nothing else to do. That was the main problem. Now that Out of Ore's a thing, I can see that one being a bit. I can see that really pushing it out a bit more. But I've just got to wait until an update goes into that as well. Because when the update comes through, like multiplayer is available. That's going to be cool. Like I said, more than happy to join people. I'm just not doing it myself. No one's joining my game because, yeah, no one works the way I want them to. I'll throw all my toys out the pram as well. Right, turn my lights off. Now I've got to go and refill my Franks. 36%. It's not good. Does give me enough time to run down the other end and fill this one up first. Well, you never know. There might be some crazy ass person that plays the same way you do. No, there's not many. There's also that Fossil Hunter game. Oh yeah, but I don't really see that as mining. That's archaeological. And I mean, it was all right, but I mean, the demo really put me off. If I'm going to be brutally honest, the demo was like, first off, go and dig up all the bones, right? Okay, so that's gonna be like an hour, right? We can do that. Now, go and clean all the bones. All right, that's 2 to 3 hours. Okay, we're cool. So we've done 3 hours worth of gameplay, and so far I've got bones. And then you got to put it all together, and I'm like, oh fuck this. And then you got to build the environments for a museum. It's like, not being horrible, but I mean, it sounds really exciting in real life because it's genuinely quite exciting to find stuff. In a video game, though, it felt a little bit more like a chore. And I've played a lot of like job games. So no, yeah, the Fossil Hunter one was unfortunately it just put me off. And the driving didn't feel very good in it as well. The gameplay felt a little bit like, I don't know, I would say it felt a little bit clumsy. Bucket of gravel pump has been swapped. Okay, so we're down to my last bucket of gravel. The downside is I think the person who works in it's a low level, so I might have to go and see if I can upgrade him. That's why it's changing out so often. So that's down to the last one. So we've probably got this truck will probably change over the actual grills and stuff. Do. Diggy diggy hole. Diggy diggy hole. Another hundo. This one should change over the mats. So what I will probably do, because I think the person who's on the gravel pump is a little bit inexperienced, so they're not as good for keeping gold. So I might go and change out 2 of the buckets so they're empty, and then I could just put them straight into the actual wave table, because they're useless. Right, we're going to do that now. Change. Change. There we go. So if I go and put two empty buckets in now, because they're changing over too fast. Pop that there. It's just because what will happen is it'll catch whatever the... Let's say that everything else is 100% and these new buckets will be 10%. That's sort of what I'm expecting. Right, next we're going to check out if I can actually upgrade people, because I need to. Oh. Did 27,000 ounces, so that's not bad. Workers, right, hired. You're 100%. 100%, 100%, 100%, 78. He's okay. It's the gravel pump workers that are a bit ropey. These guys, because they're such a low level, it's yeah, they don't seem to be working. It doesn't seem to work them as good as possible. You need to be upgraded. Go back through it all over again. I don't like it. Every time you upgrade someone, you get to the end, it's yeah, oh. Right, waiting. Trommel, don't need. Trommel, don't need. Trommel, don't need. Sluice bucket, don't need. Need a Frankenstein. Anthony McInnes, no, we don't need you. I need Frankenstein workers, really. Because the dude that's this guy here, he is my trommel worker. He's almost 100%. So he's doing all right. So this should switch over real soon. 89, 90. Yeah, so we'll do it. Well, we just hit midnight, so I've done nearly 2,000 yards of dirt. I'd say that's an improvement. Because my average before was around 16 to 1700. So I'm moving an extra 200 yards of dirt at a time now. So I'm slowly getting to that same sort of pace that some of the bigger guys have got, which is good. Means I'm actually working. But I think for now it's just I'm going to get one cleanup done, so I'm probably just going to do like one more run. So we need 4 more truckfuls, 4 and maybe 5. Send you a link. Cheers, buddy. I don't know what to do, but I'll look at it later. But yeah, if you do want to help out, like, you know, you can subscribe. That's a really good way of like helping the channel, liking this and so on and so forth. You can become a member for just $2. It's 99 cents a month. I think that's the cheapest one you can be. I think that's the Roadie clan, and that's basically it's basic support for the channel. It's 99 cents, so it's like, you know, 25 cents a week. Well, 23.3. Yeah, about that. I just have found a miner. Dig deep, dwarfs. Let me just check them out. Where's Steam? So dig deep. Is that a freebie like pixel one? Came out in 2019. Looks like a platformer. Send me a link on Discord. Let's have a look. Mining and tunneling simulator. Wow, they actually have this game. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Let me just bring this up on screen. We can explore this together. Right, where to put my stream? That's where I put my stream. Excellent. Here we go. This is Mining and Tunneling Simulator. It came out in 2014. Mostly negative. Absolutely terrible. Save your money and play Monopoly. The game is unplayable in anything of the lowest of graphics settings. The graphics are like 1980s quality, or the game is so badly written, but it can't turn off the 7 FPS. It's certainly part of the map. Holy crap. I've never seen a game with such bad reviews. Actually, no, I have seen a few. Expect to be mining and tunneling. If you don't like the idea, don't play this game. Easy, right? Is it a good game? Not in the common sense. Is it a good simulator? Hell yes. Well, that's a good one. Is it worth $10? No. Wow, this game was $10 originally. It's 85p. That basically just screams help. And I would buy it, but I ain't got 85p. But it came out in 2014. I don't really want it. If I'm going to be brutally, absolutely honest, no. I mean, this game is nearly 10 years old. Actually, no, it is 10 years old. March 2014. We're in 2024. I'm okay. I can mine and tunnel in out of ore. And I already own that one. I won't be able to buy a new game for... It's going to be a couple of weeks now. I got to sort of like save back up and get stuff done and deal with everything I'm just about to deal with now. So yeah, it's gonna be a good couple of weeks before I can actually get anything new. So that's why I'm just making videos for the like games I already have. Yeah, and just live in the tightness right now. Like I said, like New Year came in and then just wiped me and Kerry out. I've got 18p to my name, and yeah, it's not good. You thought it was newer than that? Oh, dude, no. £85p is a good price though, but if you look into the games for just 5 seconds, you start looking at all the reviews like, oh, that's bad. Did my hose break? Oh, my hose broke. Come on, you bugger. All you gotta do is get up the hill. Come on. Come on! You can do it! No. Safety. If I can just get it over the loader, drop the dirt, move along, and then drop it back down, I can do my repairs. Actually, no, because it takes ages to get it out here. I was going to fast travel it. I was like, nah, that's right. Right, let's get all that off then. Might have to get myself one of those boxes. I've got a box somewhere, so it just means I can carry more things around. But I'm just throwing these out to the side now. I don't even care about selling them. I'll put them over there with the hooks. So when I've got to go back to the shop, I've got to buy a big box. I've got to buy 5 new reinforced teeth because these teeth are about to come off. And I've got to buy 2 new hydraulic hoses. Not a problem. That way. Just stripping down a front loader. No biggie here. The thing is whilst they're just laying around, my mechanic will be like, oh, you need these fixed? No, not really, mate. Well, it's alright, I'll just fix them. No, you don't need to. Oh, go on, I'll just do it once, it'll be fine. No, you're okay. No, he'll be out here fixing these. Because I've left stuff in the scrap box before, and it's like, he's fixing them. Right, so now I'm going to teleport back to my truck, which is this one. Turn the light on because I need one. See, all this stuff, like They were just things I just need to get rid of. But I've had stuff in there that's broken, and it gets repaired. I didn't ask him to. Right. Equipment store, accessories, large box. Not a problem, bud. Have a good one. So I need a box. I need 5. I'll take 6 because I can never remember. And I need 2 lots of reinforced hoses. Yep, that'll do me. That's everything I need for my front load. There for my excavator. Should have done this all in winter. You know, whilst the permafrost is settling in, that's when I should have done this. But no, stupid me. Yep. Well, you can never predict it's going to happen. Yeah, you can. It's part of the game. Right, get these stupid hoses on. Hoses. All right now. Next. Do 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 do. That one's on. That one's on. Excellent. Right, where's my box? Oh yeah, I was right. 6 teeth. Oh yeah. What about Core Keeper or Turmoil? I have Turmoil. I did a mini-series. I did a series of Turmoil. Nobody watched it. And Core Keeper, I haven't looked into. Yeah, I like Turmoil. I thought Turmoil was it's a classic little game. It's a bit older now, but I mean the actual sort of like the whole thing behind it is pretty cool. Dig for oil, and then you have to balance out if it's gonna be like to left or right, or are you gonna earn more money from this, that, and the other. Yeah, I thought it was alright. We're back. We're a brand new teeth, my brand new hose. And the pimp that goes with it. Oh yeah. Where are my holes at? On the side of the excavator. Oh. Could do a streaming could do a streaming run of like Turmoil, like start from 0 and just try not to screw up live on camera, which is always fun. Like doing it live, I think adds a little bit more sort of like treachery to it, and then people just laugh at you. It's funny as hell. So, you screwed up. You're a stupid head. Dumbass. That sounds about normal. Stewie Norfolk, hey Mr. Hybrid, did you put any testing into Beer Factory? Nope. And a boom, too fair. No, I did not put myself into testing. Ugh, excuse me. It's just one of those days. The main reason why I didn't put myself into testing is because I just can't be bothered. Mainly. I like to play games like that with not really knowing too much about it. And the reason why is because you just have more fun with it. The problem with putting yourself into testing for it is that you have to be a little bit more sort of... You have to be really serious about actually testing it. Which is why I don't really... I mean, I don't mind games testing in a whole. But it does get really, really boring. Like doing QA for gaming is just... It's all right. But once you get told, hey, we need you to do this for like the 500th time... There is only some parts of my sanity that can really cope with that sort of shit. And it's just one of those things. It's the problem with doing, like, I say, QA, which is quality and assurance. It's fun for, like, the first, I don't know, couple of days. Because everything's new. And then after you've been doing it for, like, months, you're like, okay, I'm sort of done. But then you're not allowed to be, because that's your job. And you're not getting paid for it, because you're putting yourself down as a volunteer. And this is where you get, like, when it comes to small studios doing, like, hey, come and play the beta, come and do testing for us, it means they're not going to pay you. You might get a copy of the game, but, yeah. On the plus side, if you are looking into getting into a job for doing Q&A, or testing and bits and pieces, volunteering for it is really good, because it's, well, yeah, quality and assurance. But it's one of those things, it's like, it's all right to get into, but it is like low-end totem pole stuff. And I call it Q&A because it's quality and assurance. That's just my brain. I know it's just quality assurance. But that's the problem with testing. It's the problem with, like, I know it sounds weird, but it's the problem with, like, when I do it for Hydroneer. The reason why I do it for Hydroneer is because I've been a long-term sort of, like, player of Hydroneer. The downside is that because I've done everything in it, even doing the quality stuff and the quality checking now, I still sit there and just go, oh, I'm doing this again. The thing that keeps me going more is the fact that everything I'll be testing out next at some point will be brand new. It's all brand new island, brand new this, brand new that. So it'll be interesting. But when it's like, we need to test this patch out. Okay. So I started taking a back seat on doing, like, the tests. I've never done it before. I'll give it a whiz. Basically, so this is what you're about to put yourself into. So they'll give you a beta access onto the Steam. That's all good. And then what you have to do is play the game. And every time you come up to a bug, you have to report that bug to the team. And then what they'll probably do is they'll go, okay, noted, fantastic. And then you carry on playing the game. And you find another bug. And then you do the same thing. You tell them and they'll fix it if they get around to it, and everything will be fine. And then a patch will come out. And then you'll be like, okay, cool. And so, yeah, we need you to test this patch. We need you to start from the beginning again. So you start from the beginning again. And then you find, like, 4 more bugs. And then you have to report all those. And then hopefully they get fixed in the next time. And then next time they put an update through, you have to do it all over again. And again. And again. It's a long process. Really is. It's one of those lovely processes that just doesn't ever stop. Even now, so what will happen, like, for Hydroneer is that Max will chuck in a patch in the next sort of 3 months. There'll be a little patch, and that will be the access going in for beta testers. So basically we'll get, like, Max will get hold of us, he'll say, hey, you know, we're going into branch, blah blah blah. So we go into beta branch, and then we go into beta, and basically the idea is you start the game again and you do everything. But when I say everything, you don't just play the game, you go off and you test all the tools to see if you can steal everything, if you can take it out of the shop without paying for it, if you can walk through walls, if you can walk through windows, if you can walk through buildings, if you can dig without like a shovel, if you can do this and this. We do all of that. And then that's just the basic stuff. And then you start building into the game, so that if you dig down too far, if you fall through the scenery, that has to be reported. And then basically you're just doing everything over and over again until the game works. And that's the whole thing. So Beer Factory is exactly the same thing. You'll play the game, you'll get through it, find bugs, a patch goes in, you start again. Patch goes in, you start again. Patch goes in, you start again until you're done. It does get a little bit boring, and it's sort of why I spent so much of my time in 1.3, well 1.3 to 1.7 of Hybridsteel. I spent a long time like resetting my save, because every time I reset it, I was technically, it wasn't beta testing because he didn't have beta testers. So what I would do is every time I got to a certain point, I would reset my game and then start again, and then show you more things that would work and how things done. Because every time I did this, I found a problem. And if I found the problem, I reported it to Max. So technically, my first sort of year on Hybridsteel was basically beta testing the game. And so when someone says, well, it's a bit ropey, isn't it? It's like, yeah, because it's all beta. Basically, I was testing it. And thankfully, that process became short. It became a shorter thing to deal with Hybridsteel, because the game just started to work better. But it still caused problems. It still has a few little niggly issues now. Its main issue with Hybridsteel now is literally frame drop, which is all to do with how the actual like the framework works in the game. Which, you know, they can't really do much about, because it's just particles. The only way you could like null it off really is to, I don't know if it's possible, but you would give like the actual dirt particles, once they're on a conveyor belt, a value of 0. You might be able to get away with that, but then it still has to load the actual like skin of the particle. So I don't know, I'm just guessing, but it's something I don't understand. And I think so far Max has done a good job of sort of getting the game optimized to where it is. But there are still that, you know, if you've got 300 machines running, you've got however many like bits of dirt on conveyor belts, that's your drag. And it sucks. But you can't do nothing about it. You just, if your computer suffers like that, you just don't build as big. That's what we tell people, at least. My computer's lagging. Yeah, just don't build like 300 machines. And then they wonder why their like CPUs get fried. I've seen a couple of people complain about it, but it's like, it's part of the game. Unfortunately, your computer's just not good enough. Not even mine is. Like, mine starts capping out if I start using around sort of like 70 like tier 3 drills. My computer has a real fit. So the only way I got around it was to build a sorting plant on each tier. So tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 all have their own sorting areas, so it lags less on the actual conveyor belts. And then what you do is you set up a trigger so you can empty all of the smelters all at the same time. So instead of like shuffling like 3,000 particles of dirt and gems all up your conveyor belts, you only have to worry about like 10 bars of elements. And that's how I worked. That's how I got around the whole worker thing, because that game lags so much when you got too much on your belts. It's all fun though. I mean, you just have to think about it. I was listening to Thor yesterday when because he was talking about his time as a QA tester at Blizzard, and he was working on Night of the Lich King as a QA tester, and he was working on it at the same time that they had to filter it for China. And he said that the problem with filtering Wrath of the Lich King was that in China you're not allowed to show like skeletons or dead people. So you're not allowed to show zombies or skeletons in China in video games because it's filtered. So they had to run around the whole map of Wrath of the Lich King, and every single bone that was in the game was taken out of the Chinese version of the game, and you had to find them all. But then you had to like serial number the bone so it could be found by the people who were like doing all the coding. Skylines were like that too, yeah. City Skylines, yeah. But yeah, so and then all of the enemies, like the actual skeletons in the Chinese version, are just really thin men. They're not actual skeletons. They're just stick figures, basically, because you're not allowed to show skeletons or zombies in computer games in China. But he said it just took months because you had to find every bone, because even if you had one bone of a human nature laying around in the game, it would basically be like, yeah, it's been banned from China. That just sounds terrible. So it just sounded like a real painful experience. But one thing he spoke about, and I didn't know it existed, was basically you had segregation in Blizzard because of your badge colour. Hey from Denmark, Peter, how you doing, bud? So because he was QA at one point, you had to wear a different coloured badge depending on the department you worked in, and QA testers wore a brown badge. And he said that there were many times that he was speaking to like developers of the games that he was working on, and then they saw the badge that you would have, and they would just stop talking to you because you were too low for them. So you had that sort of uppity, like, arsehole class in the Blizzard ranks. How's the weather? It's actually not bad now. It's sunny. Like, yesterday was fucking horrendous. It was disgusting yesterday. I went outside. I had to I almost had to tie Ollie down because it was really windy. And I said, I was a bit of a dick about this though, because as we're walking up through the car park up to where we live, I said, if you put your arms out, and when the wind blows, you walk faster. And the wind was coming towards him. So him and Logan are standing in the car park going, yay! And then they're slowly getting pushed backwards because the wind's really strong. It's a funny game. They woke me up at 4:30. It's fine. But yeah, the storm went through us yesterday, so I think you've got the worst part now because it's snowing bloody Denmark. Yeah, because we live on a shit island. But it's like Ollie was this morning. He was going, "Daddy, can we build a snowman when it snows?" I went, "Yeah, when it snows and if it snows, sure we can build a snowman." But I don't think it's going to snow. I don't think it's going to snow in the UK this year. It feels like it's too mild. Like it's sitting now. It's 10 degrees, and it's like it doesn't feel cold enough. The wind's coming in from the west side as well, so we wouldn't get snow. When we start getting like north to south winds, that's when we get snow because it comes from Denmark and Sweden. But at the moment, yeah, it's crap. It's basically it's sunny, but it's a bit chilly. I don't really care about the wind, the cold. I feel it. It just doesn't bother me. I can send you like 50 centimeters of it. No, I'll take a tenner. I could buy some snow. Actually, yeah, if someone sent me money, I could go and buy some ice. I'll crush it up and then I'll float around the flat. Like, yeah, it snowed. Doesn't bother me. 20 centimeters. Yeah, the problem is getting it here. You might as well just send me a flask of water at that point. You missed an idea. People talk. What if they had a miniaturized dirt particle setting, making the dirt particles the minimum size? It doesn't matter. The problem is if you make it the minimum size, you're still going to be running 3,000 pieces of dirt, which is still going to lag up the game. The problem is just sheer capacity and sheer amount of what you're dealing with. That's the problem with Hydroneer. What's up, are we? Hydroneer's main problem, and it's the only problem Hydroneer has, is literal numbers of like particles on a conveyor belt, and that's its literal only problem. If Max could solve that, the optimization of the game would be amazing. Like I could build a factory, and there wouldn't be a problem. But it comes down to just sheer numbers of particles you've got on your conveyor belts. So you only build to like the capacity of your computer. Because if you overbuild on Hydroneer and you're running a potato, you're gonna have problems. I mean, that's just how it is. And there we go. I think I've actually finished this line. Not bad, hour and a half. Right, I've got to see what's next to that grid bit that I haven't looked at. So that bit there is dead dirt. Oh no, it might not be, just because I haven't dug it. Okay, I might dig it then. Can you dig it? Yes, you can. I said, yeah. I'm going to dig it. I'm going to dig to the line. Just I can't turn the fucking thing to... Come on, move. Oh, you're a pleb. Come on, move, 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 move. Right, so I'm going to chuck my truck there. And we're going to dig everything in front of me. There we go. Dude, actually, before I start digging, can we teleport to my truck? And let's go and see how much I've got left over it. What are we up to? We are up to 65%. See? That bloody bucket. 85% into that bucket, which is why I had to put the empty one there. So that one's going to go through 3.5 buckets of dirt, whilst these ones like just churning. So 67% plus whatever's going through now. So that'll put it up to... There's 19% per dump truck. So 70... Around 80%. I think I only need like one more. Hydroneer was the top of the list, the top 20 list of best mining games. Yeah, that's because there's only like 10 mining games. Seems a bit pointless. Oh, top 20, fantastic. How many mining games are there? Not many. I need the bed of the truck to be there and not the other way around. Right. So I need that to be there. I need the bed that I'm going to be feeding in to be there. Okay, so I need to turn it around. The thing is with the Hydroneer though, is it's more... I would say Hydroneer is more easier for people to get into. Just because of, you know, it's a little bit more simple. And you can be advanced as well. So you do have that... There is an actual curve for you to learn. Which is good. And you know, kids can play it, adults can play it. It is a game that anyone can literally pick up and play. So that just means it gives it more sort of openness for everyone to give it a go. The problem with, like, I would say the main problem with like Gold Rush or even Out of War at this point is that you really do have to be into like heavy machinery or this sort of like way of living to really want to play it. You know, for me, the reason why I fell into Gold Rush was because I watched the TV show. Other people, if you're like 12 years old and you're like, you go and play with the excavator, all right, cool. And then, but most kids might turn around and just go, no, shut up, you old fart. So you just have to put this into perspective. Hydroneer just is easier for more people to play. It's just unfortunately, because it's an indie game, only a certain amount of people have ever heard of it. A lot of people in the, I guarantee, a lot of people in like AAA was like, yeah. Terraria was third. Terraria is an old game though. Terraria's issue is age, and being that the game is not being supported anymore, because I'm pretty sure the dev just said we're done. That's the reason why it was third. It's not going to sell as much anymore because it's an older title. That's just the joys of gaming. It's that natural age progression thing. I think Hydroneer has, because of the update, it's going to bring a lot more people back into the fold, which is quite nice. Even get a new audience. The way I see Hydroneer though, I reckon it's probably only got about another 3 years left in it. As a game that's a lot of people are going to pay attention to. It is going to get to a point if there's no way to keep it moving forward, then not a lot of people are going to bother with it. So it has got to try and keep itself relevant, which is going to be hard, especially with like other games coming out and like just times of people changing and moving forward. I hope it doesn't, because I've enjoyed my time on Hydroneer. And I've also enjoyed the fact that people watch my videos and they've sort of like pushed my channel to where it is today, which is really good. But if I have to find another game to sort of like lean on for the next few years, then I'll do that. I sort of wish that I would have gone down the route of maybe finding another game now. But again, we all learn from our mistakes and we carry on. I don't know what I would choose though, that's the problem. And there's not really much out there that really appeals to me and be like, yeah, I really want to dig deep into this game. Now, I don't know how rich these squares are. I don't think they're going to be anything special because I never drilled them. So yeah, we will see. This might be a little bit of piss poor, but it's still gold. Still need it. Right, now I know where I'm parking. Right next to that hole. See all that faffing around I did when I started this, over in this corner. I'm like, this is how I prefer to do things. Where I take out a whole row and I work up and down the claim until it's all taken out, and then I work down to the next level. So I've only, the worst part is I've only got 4 days left. So it's gonna get tight. And I know at some point I've got to do some mass moving, because I need to get down to the level where all this is, like the bedrock's level. So I'm gonna have to dig out a section and then just start bulldozing it. which means where my franks are is where I'm going to have to go down. I'm going to have to go straight down to like bedrock there. I'm going to have to get everything placed just so I can start digging out like everything. I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to finish this map. Like the last one, it was easier because I did all the work and it took me a long time. But I learned how to play the game. With this one, I mean, this has only been. Oh crap! When did I buy this land and when did I start messing around with it? What? New Year? No, the day before New Year's. And I haven't really played. I played it yesterday for digging. I dug out most of this yesterday. I've only got to dig to where the frank is. Might get it done, maybe. But like I said, I'm really just playing this now just for like, just to finish off the experience part of it. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing, and then we'll see what happens for next season. I might skip next season, but I don't know. Just have to see. But if you are on replays and you've made it this far, congratulations, you've sat here for an hour and 41 minutes. Thank you very much for your time, because I mugged you of your time. Mug ya. Hey Bernard, we could mug them. How are we going to mug them? Of their time. Oh, ho, 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 we already have. You tried out SteamWorld 2? I played SteamWorld 2 a while ago. Not on here, I did it on console. SteamWorld was amazing. I like SteamWorld. I own them all on console anyway, so I own SteamWorld 1, 2 and SteamWorld Heists. They're just fun little games. I like them. Yeah. I did want to play SteamWorld Build, because that looks pretty cool. But again, it's quite an expensive game. I think we are done. Yeah, we're done. I'm going to go and change my buckets out now. That's a little bit annoying. Give me a sec. This whole 99% bollocks is starting to annoy me. Yeah, I follow Viva La Dirty quite a lot. I watch pretty much all of their. I watch all their videos on their main channel, so VLDL, and then I've watched a fair whack of the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I haven't gone back to it for a while because I've been sort of like just like following everything else. Good day, sir. How's the gold? Yeah, we're doing alright, mate. Thank you very much for kicking by, old man. I'm having trouble with these though. Like this one was down. These were down at 100% each, and then it was like I had to put like another percent into the bucket itself. And my gravel, I had to replace the buckets. So these two buckets came off of these really early, and it was the reason why is because they'd filled up before everything else had filled up. So they're technically doing like 3.5 buckets now, which is weird, unless that's normal because he's working better. But it's very strange. Apart from that, I'm alright. I'm halfway through a cleanup now, so I say halfway through. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to use up all my buckets before I actually clean anything up. It's got to be a bug then. I thought it was me. I thought, okay, maybe it's like, maybe it's the worker that's having the issue and it's not me. But okay, if everyone else is having it, I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's really strange. Like these up here, I can do 3 rounds, you know, 15 truckfuls, and they will be full, and they will still have 100% up there. And then the gravel pump is literally just down to like, yeah, you've filled up this. Now you got to wait. You're gonna like burn through the net. What? And then you have to question your sanity a little bit. Apart from that, it's all good. I've been watching your videos recently as well. I think it's just because whilst I've been playing this, I've been watching you. And I know you mentioned the Drews in one of your videos. I'm like, I don't listen to anyone that does. So he's got me. I know I'm being biased now. Where's the half? Oh, there's the half-filled one. Stick that in there. I don't mind it. It's just weird. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I'll watch bits and pieces of everyone's content. It's just I'm not a big fan of the whole like reset and claim thing before everything's been used. Well, not that. I'm not a big fan of the. I'm just going to save the game and then find the map I really want and then dig it again. That's my only issue. Rest of the time, I don't mind you. You're all right. Yeah, the auto changing at 99% sucks. Like, it is genuinely something that I don't understand why it's in the game. Because it should literally get to 100% and then change over. But no. This is the difference between 99% and 100. Right? Let me just lift a grate and you see. That's the difference between 99 and 100. There you go. That annoys me. So the buckets get flipped over at 99% as well. But then some of the buckets, I'm having to fill up X amount of buckets more because of it. So yeah, it's very strange. Again, these are things that this new dev team that's working at Code Horizon now, these are things they need to fix. They need to go through this whole game with a fine tooth comb and go, right, we need to fix this shit. It's broken, basically. But is it going to happen? Maybe. You can watch the video, do things better. Yeah. Ooh. For me, over the last sort of couple of days, I've just been more. The way I've been digging out this claim. I've increased the way I do things, but that's just because I use a truck. See, that's alright. Now I don't have a problem. I think the game was made for the otherwise you could not do it. Yeah, it's... I think the reason why it was left in, the whole, it's just... I think it was just a cheaty process. I just don't like it. I mean, if you the thing is once you've got to like this, once you've got to Nighthawk, you've got the money. Resetting a claim is just one of those things. You just do it. But I don't like the idea of the whole save thing. And oh yeah, so I don't have to waste my money. You don't really have to worry about the money when you've got like a shed ton of ounces in your bank. We need a bigger gold bar. Let's put it that way. Yeah, money means nothing. It just means you're actually spending it though. I think because of the amount of gold that we get through in the actual season, I do think that they need to level up the blacksmith a bit more. Because after a while, you don't even bother with magnetite. It's like, no, I can't be bothered. So I genuinely think there should be a level 4 magnetite, and I think we should have a 1,000 ounce bar. No, I don't know. I haven't done it. The only time I did it was when I finished through the season. I spent, what was it, $1 million to... I basically spent $1 million to reset the claim and then bought all my drills. I was like, I want that money back. So that's why I've still got like 5.3 million. It's only because I sat there and just went, no, I want it. See, this makes no sense either. So these are normally like, I normally have to like overfill these. But this is only a 74% bucket now, because for some reason. It makes no sense. Oh, that's why. Because I haven't put the third lot in yet. That's my fault. Yeah, for me, all I did was I reset my claim, and then I smelted another $1 million worth of gold because I like to have X amount of money in my wallet because I'm a hoarder. Well, I spend my time not doing like things that people don't bother doing because I spend my time just running around and stuff. No, because I didn't save my game and then reload my save. And I'm working on the game that I was given. I didn't reset my claim either. This is only my second claim. I've never reset my game. I've never saved my game, then reset it, and then did it. No, I didn't. No, for the drills, I bought the drills, but I'm still using the same save. I've never gone back because I was pissed off with the result. I'm drilling and working the claim I bought. I'm not resetting my game because I'm upset with the gold in different areas. That's the difference. To get your money back. No, what I did... Fuck's sake. Right, what I did. I reset my claim, so I paid my 1 million. Then I paid out a shed ton for drills, and then I smelted my own gold, and then sold my gold. That's how I got my money back. I didn't save the game, reset the claim, went, oh, well, I'm upset with this one, and then reload my game. I just carried on playing. I haven't reset my claim because of it. I only have my one reset claim, which is my default claim. That's how I've been playing it. I have never save scrubbed. I don't reset the game because I'm annoyed with one thing. I just carry on playing the game. I'll put this into perspective. If my map was all scrubbed up like Nox Streams one, I'd still play it. I'm not going to make as much money, but fuck it, I would just carry on playing the game. Like I have been doing. That's the difference. I'm just going with the flow of whatever the game is giving me is how I'm playing the game. I'm not save scrubbing. And everything I've got my money back from is because I smelted my own gold. And then I made my money back because I didn't reset my stuff. Yeah. That's what I would do. Like Nox Stream's map. I feel sorry for Nox Stream because his maps have been fucked up. But I would basically go through his claim. Yeah, but here, so this is the problem though. The way you play the game, where okay, well, it's not the same way I wanted it. Well, I'm going to reset and I'll play the map I really want. Yeah, but then you're just literally just choosing your own way, which is save scrubbing, right? The way I play the game is the game gives me a claim, I play that claim, and then I'll reset the claim. I won't just I'll sit there and go, okay, well, that's not how I wanted it. All right, I'm going to pay the money. I'm not going to reload my game. That's the way I would do it. And at this point where you've got so much money it doesn't really matter, just pay the money and be happy. Like I said, we all play this game differently. It's just, yeah. I don't like it when people do that. I do everything you do and more. I just play smart and get more gold for my time. It's called strategy. Maybe so. But the way you find your claim, I don't like. That's just me. And that's what I feel that this game should do away with. Genuinely, I think if you reset a claim, as soon as you push the reset button, I genuinely think the game should autosave, so you can't reload that save. But again, that's how I see it. And then it would basically encourage you to dig more. Where it'd be like, oh, okay, I have to accept this claim. Okay, I'll just get it out and I'll earn the money and then I'll go off and I'll do whatever I need to do. That I could deal with. Like if I reset my claim now and it was a shit one, I would just pay the extra money and just carry on. If I couldn't get like if I look at it and go, right, okay, I'll aim for those like 4 blocks and then I'll get out. But I wouldn't reset the claim and then look at it and go, well, I'll just reset the claim again and again and again and again. I'd work it. Just because that's what I would do. Or because I've got the money for it, I maybe reset. But I'd pay for it. I wouldn't reset my save just because of it. You just carry on. Worst comes to worst is I spend like $15 million resetting a claim. But at least I'd have spent the money. And it shows that I actually worked for it. Oh, I've got to stop pushing the wrong button as well. Yeah. But I don't know how they'll stop it. The thing is I know because it's in the devs are talking about it, something will be done. Right, 15 trucks to go. $15 trucks and what? 4 days? I'll be alright. Is it lunchtime? It's cool. Oh wow, it's 10 to 12. Oh man. Might skip through lunch. I'll get through dinner time then. I got some fried chicken. I'm you. Like steak. I got some fried chicken steaks, not some fried chicken. Yeah, the RNG in the game is what sort of... I think that's the way that you should play it, though. You should just play it the way that it's going to come up, you know. I don't like... I mean, the whole taking it out, why is it there in the first place? If you're just going to save scrub and be like, oh, it's, you know, I don't like this one, I'll just do it like this. It's like, I don't know. For me, that takes out the competition. You know, most of the time you're going to get a map that's got a decent amount of gold in it. It's just going to be a bit spread out. You have to work for it a bit. But... I don't like the whole... I don't like it, like, taking the RNG out is just that one thing. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I parked her in the wrong way. I will continue to judge, because that's just how I am. I'm old enough and stupid enough to carry on doing it, so I don't care. Yeah, I think that should be the way. I reckon like the maps that I've had, the 2 maps that I've had over my course of playing this, if you had that every time, and you work on like the same map as everyone else, like we all did at Rivertown. We all had the same map on Rivertown, and that was our starting map. And then when it comes down to this, we should have I reckon every part of the claim should have gold in it, and then you just play with done. How can your way be the law? Well, it's because my way, I would take out the RNG of the map and I would just turn every square into gold. And be like, screw it. If you can put 16 hours in, you'll clear the claim, it's fine. Or you'll take the easy gold off the top and you'll reset and you'll do the same thing. And then everybody else will be doing the same thing as you, which means everybody else would be doing... You just have to work harder than other people. Taking the RNG into the game is done. No, it's not being vain. It's just being like, you got to find the level playing field. Everyone can compete, not just the person who can put 16 hours in a day. So, to put the way that I would do it, this is the way I would do it. If I was developing this game, if I had the knowledge to actually do this, what I would do is you would start the game at a random claim. So Old Arnold or whatever, it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have the same map to start with. Everyone's having the same gold layout to start with because that's how it's going to be. You're going to put 16 hours a day. Terry's going to put 4 in. That's fine. You take your 16 hours, you dig out Old Arnold and the places you want to dig, you take your money, you go off to Nighthawk and carry on. Everybody works on the same Nighthawk save every single time. There's no random number generator about where the gold is spread. The gold will be in one specific place or the whole claim spread out over like 20 squares. Each one's got 2,000 ounces in it. And then what you do is you put your 16 hours into it, you clear the claim, you reset the claim and you carry on. And you know exactly where you're digging, you know how you dig, and that's fine. There's no difference, there's no change, there's no nothing. If you can put 16 hours in, that's how you're playing the game, that's fine. But if Terry can only put 4 hours in and he feels it's unfair, that's unfortunately just down to his lifestyle. When it comes down to having random number generator and you basically shoving the odds into your favour just because you want the best claim and you're not willing to play the same as everybody else, then that basically turns the table against everybody else who wants to play the game and actually compete. The problem with save scrubbing is because you're taking the RNG out, you basically take out everybody else in the leaderboard, everybody else just goes fuck it and won't be bothered to play anymore, the game goes down in popularity, the game stops being supported, the game basically finishes. And that could happen over years. Unfortunately, when you go against the grain and you start even just exploiting, just taking out the RNG in itself, that basically goes off of how everybody else is playing the game. Yeah, but not everybody else wants to be a dick about it. Other people are literally just playing the game and enjoying themselves, and that's fine. But if everybody else had exactly the same claim as you, the only advantage you would have over everybody else is the time you could put into it. That's it. No, not everyone wants to win, but there's probably a few more people on the table that would like an actual chance. The problem being is there is an exploit in the game that goes against people's morality. That's just how it is. So, as said, if it was up to me, I would take out the RNG of the map. I'd basically put everybody on the same map save, and you're done. Freaking awesome. How you doing, bud? But then, why should you be the law of how we play this game? And now we're into an argument. No, he quit because he kept winning. That was his reason. He got bored of winning. In a leaderboard situation, though, it's all about having an actual even playing field. Thing is, I don't find this hard. This is how the game should be played, not rushing around like a blue-ass fly and resetting a claim every 30 seconds just because you're not happy. And again, if you did this, then you're on the same playing field as me. Why should I have to exploit the game just to compete with you? I shouldn't. I think the idea is to find a way of balancing a leaderboard that everyone has an even playing field, basically. Well, if that's how life works, mate, you might want to find an exploit for life and work a bit harder then. It's that simple. I know life isn't fair. I live it. Yeah, and every single one of those winners, apart from a select few, have basically cheated their way to the top. You saw it off somebody who's not even very good at it. That's what I find funny. Well, no, I play this game because I enjoy playing the game. I don't give a flying fuck about being on leaderboard. I'm just here to play the game and enjoy it. But it pisses me off when people are actually like putting the hard work in and then getting beaten by people who exploit the game. For me, I don't really care where you are in the leaderboard. I ain't ever going to meet you. I don't really care. I don't really give a damn. So I don't really care where you are on the leaderboard. But what I care about is for all those people who actually want to compete, actually having a fair playing field. I'm not wasting my time. I'm streaming. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a laugh. And I'm a YouTuber. And this is what I do. Yeah, he's one of the top people. I ain't wasting my time. The reason why I prefer playing leaderboard over playing normal is because of the competition. But it's not really much of a competition when it's like you're sitting there like rattling off about how you're exploiting the game. So it doesn't become a competition. It just becomes like, hey, look at me, I've got the biggest dick and I'm swinging it around. I don't give a shit. They know. I like to win no matter what. That's what winners think. And you're playing a computer game for 16 hours a day. So how's that treating you? Now we can get into semantics. Whatever, bud. See you later, Freedom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and I can't support someone who's basically a giant penis. Have fun in your whatever life you live. Bye bye for now. So with safe grabbing, you still have to reset. Yeah, but you only have to do it once. That's the whole thing. So, in order for you to save scrub on this game, what you do is you save your game, you go and reset the claim, do your drilling, and if it's not the way you want it, you know, and you're going to cry and bitch and moan about it, then what you do is you reload your save, and then basically everything you spent your money on doesn't exist because you haven't spent that money on that save. Right. So instead of spending, you know, like, I don't know, 15 million to get like a claim you want to play on, you only have to spend one. But then you're taking the RNG out of the game itself. You know, for you, like, your claims have been, in fairness, a little bit ropey. So I'd understand if you had to, like, you ploughed out enough just to, like, reset the claim and then you would carry on. But all you would need to do is you just reset after you've saved. And if you don't like it, you can cry, and then you can push the reload button, and then you haven't spent any money, basically. That's how it works. Well, apparently it's not always the same one. So this claim that I'm doing now looks similar to the one I had before, but there's more gold up the top section, which is on the river. So there's more gold here this time around. And I'm only digging this smaller section, whereas before I dug out quite a large block. I'm only digging out this small section because that's where the gold actually is. So I will dig out what I do, and then I'll reset, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time. I've only got 4 days left, so I'll just dig until I'm at bedrock again. That's how I got stuck, because I spent like 8 million trying to do it. Yeah, I mean, the way that I would do it is I would just dig out a bit of the claim, and then I would just reset. I'd dig out another bit and I'd reset. Old Man Gaming was doing it, and actually the way that he plays it is he digs out in a big section and then just resets, but he's actually playing the game. That's the difference. He's not basically reloading it if it doesn't go his way. Old Man just digs the way he digs, and I've watched his videos, and he's doing exactly what everyone else is doing. He's just got longer to play, and that's fine. There should be a fixed mapping system. Yeah. So for me, I'll put this into perspective. After watching Old Man play, right? Because I was watching his video the other day. I will dig out what is left here. So let's say I'll take out the next. Let me just toggle out an actual like fence area. I can't do that because I haven't mapped that one. So I will dig out this that one, toggle, and that one, and toggle. Right, so this square. So all of this, I'll dig out the top layer, and then I will reset. But I worked it. There's no point in digging out the whole claim because most of the claim is dead. But if I reset and I end up with, like, let's say a map like Knock Stream, I'll dig what I can, because there's probably going to be 700 to 1,000 ounces of gold somewhere in that map, and that'll be enough to reset the claim. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, I don't like that one, and then moan about it. Yeah. But for me, I'll probably dig out the top layer of this whole area, like I am now, like I've done with all of these squares, and then I'll reset, because Obviously, like for the things that I've learned from what I did before is that digging down all the way to bedrock and digging it all out does take time. So that's something you don't want to do. But if I end up with a crap save, I end up with a crap save. That's just how it is. Last claim I got 23,000 for just the top dirt. Yeah, all I've done is I've dug the top dirt off for this one. I've got like 14,000 ounces off for this one so far. What I'm digging currently is like the richest squares. I only need to fill this up and then I can move. The plus side to like live streaming is it number one, I'm learning because it's my first one in, and number two, you've seen everything I do. 99% of the stuff I've done on the stream has literally just been digging and showing the claim. Yes, I've dug offline, but then I haven't reset the claim offline. I reset the claim off of this one because I finished it and I'm like, I've got like 7 hours until I stream. So I reset my claim because at that point I needed to. But I've only reset once. And I can prove that by how much money is left in the corner. You look at when I was almost at the bottom, and then look at like the next day. I'd spent $1 million. I'd spent enough on drills, and then I'm like, okay, cool, we're just playing through. Would be fun if they had 2 categories. Anything goes, where you can, yeah. I'd just play on the regular one. But that's just me. It's like powerlifting competitions. You could go into like natural or steroid abuse. So if you want to go in, if you take steroids, there's a category for you to actually go into a weightlifting competition as a steroid user, because that they allow it. So if there was 2 categories where it was people who save scrub and people who don't, then yeah, I'd be up for that. But it's quite hard to regulate save scrubbing because the only way you could like really tell is by the numbers. And if the numbers are better, then you're like, okay, well that person is probably doing this. Unless they're actually live streaming their entire session and you're able to sit there and judge it, it's a little bit harder to watch. There is another option. It's the non-DLC leaderboard. That one is a bit tougher, but has a slower pace. Yeah, that would work out. The thing is it's quite. If you look at the leaderboard, it's easy to see who the people who have been exploiting the game, and the people who have literally just put hours into playing the game. Like for me, I wasn't very good. And I admit that. And basically, first year in, I didn't know what the hell I was doing for the first 2 weeks. But my next time through, I'll be fine. Yeah. Apparently there is a way of doing it. I've spoken to one of the moderators who said there is a way of actually detecting who does it. But if you look at leaderboard, I reckon 7 of those people at the top probably do. If you listen, when Split was on here the other day and he was talking about it, he said that in the leaderboard that I showed, there were 7 people at the top who were basically who were save scrubbing. I don't know, mate. I don't know him personally, and I don't think I could care any less. But if you want to piss everybody off, pardon me, and I would say it would annoy most people in the top, is just allow us to do $1 mode. $1 mode. That evens out the playing field a bit more, where everyone can buy tier 5 straight away. Let us dig with tier 5. Straight off the bat. Screw it. Buy everything for $1. And everybody's set to the same claim. Same save, same everything. And the only people who'd be on top then would be the people who could put time in. Everyone else would just be like, you know what, I'm just going to chill. I'm all good with this. I don't have to spend loads of money. I think that would just be that. I think that would just piss everybody off. Let's do it. No, as I said, for me, like playing leaderboard was just—it's a way of me just enjoying the game more. I've never done a leaderboard before. I never played a leaderboard before. This is the first time, and yeah, I've ballsed up and made a shed ton of mistakes, but it's just joys of life. But I would never get down to that point where I have to just reset everything oh no, it's not the way I wanted that claim. Okay, I'll reset. And I'll save it. You like the idea of an outlaw class where you can do anything and exploit as much as you want. Yeah, and the top, that's what speedrunning is. Technically, speedrunning is just trying to find every exploit that gets you to the end of the game faster, and it's a competition in itself. Rob, how you doing, bud? I actually like them. I mean, they're quite fun to watch. They take all the shortcuts, all the things you never thought of before. That's fine. But when it comes to a competition for people who are just playing it, yeah, I think it should be classed off. How you doing? It'll be a lot better in however many truckfuls I've got left. It's honestly the reason I still play the game. I would have shelved, yeah. I play it just for laughs now, mate. I mean, for me, if I'm digging, I'm digging. If I'm playing the game and I'm enjoying myself, that's all that matters, really. But my annoyance comes for other people. It's not for myself. I get annoyed for other people. People who don't... People who they come home from their work and they're going to sit back and play leaderboard for a couple of hours, and then they realise they're near the bottom because everybody else is like... Yeah, there are some people who are just messing around. They're the people I'm annoyed for. I've always been one of those people I've always played most games I've played are legit. I mean, the only times I use mods were literally for Hybridsteel, going, well, I need to use mods because I want to see what they're all like. And out of all of those mods I ever used on Hybridsteel, I don't use any of them anymore. I use them to review the game. I use them for making videos. But for me, using mods was just... It's a quality of life thing until it starts cheating the game. Like, flying mode is in creative, which is fine if you're just delivering soup everywhere. But I wouldn't use, all the other stuff. The only reason why I use the stop time thing in creative, or the hourglass, was because I don't like the night cycle. It's the only reason why I use it. But all the other stuff I did reviews for, like Itchy's mods and stuff, they're creative, they're quality of life, but I don't use them. So for all those people who want an easier experience on that game, there's ways of doing it. But I myself, I don't do it. I tried to make a digging macro for the first time the other day. I don't think it's possible, really. No, there probably isn't. I mean, a way you could do it is you could do an auto clicker. Or, I don't know, but then even that's an auto clicker. But there were people. I found it funny when the fishing got chucked into Hybridsteel. People using an auto clicker on a timer to go fishing, so they didn't have to do it. I'm like, just fish, just spend an hour of your life, and then you realise that fishing's crap and you don't do it anymore. The only reason why people did it is because for the achievement, because you can't use mods on to get the achievements on Hybridsteel until that person invented the actual save, and then unfortunately got banned. I say unfortunately. I can dig way far, yeah. Right, I think that's round one. Give me a sec. Get out. Bum, 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 bum. Did it fill up all the way this time? Hey! Oh man, I think it worked this time. Yeah, I like the Frank thing. I like it. Me personally, it's just a way that I can sit out here, dig more, and just keep going. And if you can get it so you can use the Franks more instead of using the truck, then you're doing better. Like the way I do things is just because I don't want to mess around with my Franks too much. I have to move it around. I have to do this. I'd rather just dig. So that's why I'm using the truck. I know it's not the fastest way of doing stuff, but you know, I'm only using one truck. I'm not using 5. I'm just backwards and forwards. It still happens. Oh no. I hope it doesn't do it again, because I mean it did it for the reason why it did it the first time was that was the first time I've been through this lot since yesterday. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers now, that after this cleanup and I save it and go offline, then yeah, it doesn't do it again. It didn't do it to me yesterday when I did a cleanup, so I don't know. Ugh. Fudge. Don't want to do that again. You dug out half your claim for 2,000 ounces. Mate, I think I would have just taken 1,000 and then just reset. Because that sounds painful. I did a test to make sure it would be better, but then it came back. Oh, you got plenty of money. That's okay. How you doing, Ben? Welcome in, bud. I'm not sure I can see a way to make the playing field totally fair. You'd have to well, to put it into perspective, when we all started this round of leaderboard, we all started on the same Rivertown map. All of us. Same layout, same money, same everything. The downside is as soon as you start resetting claims, it all goes into RNG. So with a leaderboard, in order to level the playing field, rules have to be brought in to do certain things. That's how you have a level playing field. You have rules that they put in. You also have a select amount of maps that you're allowed to use. So let's say there's only one variant of a leaderboard map. It has 100,000 ounces of gold on it, and it could be randomly spread. No randomly spread. It's all in one area. So like, let's say the block I'm working on has got 100,000 ounces of gold in it, and that's your playing field. And then when you reset the claim, it's the same map. And that would just be the way that the leaderboard would work. It wouldn't be how normal mode would work. So you'd have to build the system where it's a level playing field for everyone. Alright? Even people who are playing on, like, you know, they can only play like 5 hours a day or 3 hours a day. They're in the same map. You know, at the end of the day, that comes down to like how fast people can dig. And if you've got someone who's on there for 16 hours a day and he clears it and he does what he does and he resets, that's fine. But there's no other variations of a leaderboard map. You need to have a specific map for the specific tournament. It's like if you went onto any game, and if you've got a tournament status or a tournament this and that and the other, in order to level it, you need to put rules in. And it's never been done with this game. They've just gone, hey, you can just do this, and we don't care. But with like a new team working in trying to make this game, you know, obviously an experience for people to actually play. The problem with like having an old guard of people who are on leaderboard who are winning all the time because they're doing whatever and they're exploiting the game. The people who come in new just sit there and just go, eh, and then they don't bother. And then you lose the popularity of the people playing because all they wanted to do was have a friendly competition. Yeah, that's what needs to happen. When we all started, we were all on the same Rivertown map, so it can be done. All you have to do is take out all the variables and just let everybody go for it. How you doing, Christian? Sorry, Chris. But that's how you would do it. That's just it. Spilling. But would that mean you could watch someone else and copy their digging without having to spend the time drilling? Well, once you've drilled the map, everyone knows. So I did it right at the beginning of this. When we were all on Rivertown, I drilled the map. I was literally showing people the map on here. So that doesn't bother me. The idea would be you would have a set area where the gold is and you would just dig for it. Like I said, same map as we all played on Rivertown. We all did the same thing. So there's no problem with that. And once you've done it once, you know which squares have got gold in. You wouldn't even have to drill for the second time. But unfortunately, that's the problem with having a tournament. A tournament, you have to have rules in it, or people do what they do. Outlaw, Pro, Normal, and Hard mode. Yeah, how you doing, Dave? Yeah, well, the notifications don't work all the time. It sucks. Oh. Up and pull. And then when it comes down to normal mode, that doesn't really need to be messed around with anymore. Like, actually playing the game is, you know, you play how you want to play. You know, you use Frankensteins or truckloads, it doesn't matter. But that would be where you could just mess around and genuinely just enjoy yourself. But for all the other competitions and stuff I've done in the past with, like, even when I was playing Call of Duty, you had to have specific weapon setups, you had to have this, that and the other, because that was the tournament. Even back in the days of Quake, it was like, look, we're doing character tournament. Okay, so everyone uses the same character. Or if it was a free-for-all, it was labelled as a free-for-all tournament. So the rules were anything goes. But, yeah, the idea would be you would set amount of rules, set map, done. And if you wanted to compete in leaderboard, that's how it would be for that leaderboard. Next leaderboard, do what you like leaderboard, or the next leaderboard after that you're only able to use like excavators and trucks, no Frankensteins. So they would take them out for that leaderboard, or you just wouldn't be able to buy them. It's not hard to hard lock something to it, so you can't buy them during that period of time if you're on leaderboard. The idea would be you would put it into its own section of the game, so we'd all get partitioned off on Steam. So you would have leaderboard 30's partition where the rules are set, where you can only use certain things or have certain things. But the way to change up leaderboards is to give a different set of rules each time. Do things a little bit different each time. The problem is the game is quite limited because of just no development over the last sort of like 4 years. But apart from that, all you need is to add new stuff in and bits and pieces, and then work out the rule sets. Exactly. And over time you would see a leaderboard that would basically be a combination of like everybody's like best bits of what happened over the last sort of like 2 years, say. And then you'd have like a greatest hits like leaderboard where you'd have like all the rules, or you'd have the $1 leaderboard where everything costs $1. You have to change it up to make it fresh each time. But it evens the playing field for everyone to actually go, I'm enjoying myself. But that's how it should be. But you could put this into a really weird analogy, right? If you have people that are exploiting a game so they could win on leaderboard, that's like having 2 queens on a chessboard and the opponent only having pawns. And then being told that, well, you're not very good at chess, are you? It's like, well, you got the piece that moves everywhere, and I don't. That's how it can be like described. It may be a very, very small thing, like just being able to like flip out a save and like take the RNG out, but that's the sort of way it looks. It's stacking the deck in your favour. Well, I mean, they could do it like that, but then how are you going to determine it? How are you going to determine a skill level in a mining game? That would be the problem. What did you get for lunch? I haven't got any. I can't afford lunch. No, lunch is in the cupboard. I just haven't eaten today. I had my breakfast at like 9, so I don't really need to eat until later. Yeah, when I stream during the day, I don't eat during the day. Categories are a good way. How many of the people are playing leaderboard in each session? I actually don't know how many people are on there. I can only see like who's around me. So, seasonal gold and max gold. There you go. That's all I know. But then if you look at the people's hours of playing, like Billy Bob's 142 hours, Old Man Gamer 139 hours, Higgs Boson 110, Gadfield's 105. I don't even know how much I've done, because it doesn't show me. I have to find somebody else who's on the leaderboard who's my friend to tell me how long I've played the game for, which is just bullcrap. So I occasionally watch Old Man Gaming's videos. He'll pull up the leaderboard. It's like, oh, there's me. Okay, I've played it for this much longer. That's how I found out how long I played it for. The other way is like my Twitch record. Obviously, Twitch keep a record of how long you streamed. So Up until I went away for Christmas, I think I'd done 82 hours on Twitch, which is pretty good considering I only streamed for 2 weeks. Oh, it was 3 weeks, sorry, not 2 weeks. But yeah, there's plenty of ways of trying to like actual turn it into a tournament, but it's just programming it. And I think at the moment it's the least of their worries because of like obviously they're trying to move the game forward into adding new stuff in and making the game better for everyone else. It's probably quite low on the priorities list. Someone tell the devs to bring us in for the tournament team. I said I don't know. It'll have to be sorted out at some point though. What you do is you quickly copy the entire chat for the last like 20 minutes with all the ideas and send it to one of the developers and just say, look, we had a conversation and this sounds like a really good idea. But, you know, I'll fix it. That's what modders are for. Modders fix games. If you could find the right set of modders who play this game and they look at it and just go, things need to change, they're the people that would fix this game. The dev team were just there to make it. The modders make things better. Like I said, like it's the same with Hydroneer. Hydroneer's gameplay is alright. It's okay if you're just wanting just to mess around on a mining game and just be happy. The modders made that game better. And I know it because most of the mods are quality of life. Yeah, the dozer's a bit ropey. Got a generated question for you. Is it possible to have more moss than you have and just has a stack to the plant exchange buckets and mats? Is it possible to have a stack? Oh no, the way that it's done is they have to be connected to the actual things, so they get changed over by the employee. So the way that everyone's got theirs set up is the way that has to be done. So because it is the game. So it has to be stacked up on the sides for it to do an auto change. Same with the buckets. They have to be stacked up in their places to do auto change. Everything's like that though. Need to refuel before my paranoia kicks in. I think the next map should be already generated through RNG. Yeah, maybe. Or just don't have, as said, have a leaderboard section where it doesn't get changed. Have you ever played 2 Point Hospital? Nope. I played Theme Hospital back in the days of like old school like Theme Hospital. I've been getting through Doctor Who. I've just finished the Hartwell's run. Yeah, I'd stop at the first rendition of like David Tennant. After that it gets a bit funky. Oh yeah, okay. Capaldi's alright. But the last couple of doctors have been a bit wanky. Apparently, even Jodie Whittaker's doctor was supposed to be gay as well, because she like fancied one of the other, like her assistant or the assistant's friend or something. But it all seems to be a bit weird now. I've never seen Doctor Who in basically dancing around in a dress before. That was strange. Or a musical number. Musicals were never a thing in Doctor Who. Now they are.
You say that?
Well, that's what the new one is.
Into the monster.
Another little efficiency hack is if you do... so when you remove the mats from the one side, you can actually pull 12 mats. Okay. There you go. If you can read the chat, Couch Warrior, then yeah. But I've got lots. There's lots with Doctor Who now that's annoying, and it shows in the numbers as well. Also, they've BBC actually got caught fudging their numbers for Doctor Who's Christmas specials over the 4 episodes. So that all the numbers you see now have actually been righted, because apparently they put in their the day 10 of their numbers instead of 7 day. Basically means that they were afraid that you can see the drop off. So what happened is they put in the wrong numbers, and then the articles were written that Doctor Who's more popular, this, that, and the other, and then they've had to write their numbers because someone called them out. So there's a little bit of questioning in their ways of doing things now. Those are the games you could sink hours. Yeah, I've played the 2 point games. The 2 point games I played before it was 2 point. Another one you can sink your life into is Zombie Lab. That's a good game. I actually enjoyed playing that. Massive fan of the show. I've watched the entirety of the show. The new stuff's crap.
What, Doctor Who?
Yeah. The new stuff is diabolical compared to the old ones, especially because like the original Doctor, David Hartnell, he's not the original Doctor according to him. William Hartnell, sorry. He's not the original Doctor according to the law change which has happened in this section of Doctor Who. Because the law change now is that all the Doctors come from the Lost Children, which means they're not from Gallifrey. Everything's been completely rewritten because of Russell T Davies's change of how he saw things. And Davros now walks around on 2 legs instead of in his life support Dalek chair. You're not allowed to do that because you're not allowed to show evil people as like disabled. The Mavathine gets real old quick. Yep. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm sort of agreeing with Nerdrotic and a couple of the other like comic enthusiasts that I don't see Doctor Who really getting past, like, it's not going to make 70. Just, I don't think it's going to. And the only way it'll do it is if someone else takes over Doctor Who and brings back some of like the old ways of the horror. Oh no, yeah, because like the original incarnation of a Doctor now, not from Gallifrey, is a 12-year-old black girl. Because that was shown in the specials. That's the original Time Lord. So that there was a speech between Donna and the Doctor, and she was all like, "Well, you don't know where you come from, do you?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" And well, we had that conversation, and basically David Tennant's Doctor doesn't remember where he comes from, and the story is that basically all of the renditions of the Doctor before, basically the Time Lord, all comes from an original 12-year-old black girl who was left at a train station. And then she was forced to change over and over again until basically it happened. You can watch the episodes. It was the last 4 episodes of Doctor Who. I've basically sat there and just went, it's not going to be the same anymore. Some of my friends, I've got like both sides of the spectrum of friends on this. Some of them have said, well, it's all right. I mean, it's this, that, and the other. Others have really, really, really strangely enjoyed it, and then others have turned around and go, this is shit. Just that is their words. So yeah, I'm in that sort of, I'm not going to follow it much anymore. The only way I'll follow it is if Russell T Davies gets fired, really, because he's part of the major problem with it. Yep. But the other kick in the teeth for Doctor Who was, for the last 60 years, there has only been one female Doctor, and in one of the specials, when Donna and her daughter, because she's a trans, basically told the Doctor that, well, you can't be very good because you're a male presenting Doctor, and the female would have got what's going on and you didn't. It's like, so basically now you're hating on men. It's like, okay, cool, I'm done. As soon as that happened, I was like, fuck it, I'm not watching this shit anymore. The only reason why I've watched like the new Doctor is through the eyes of other people. I've watched the episode through them, and I'm like, I agree with what's going on. Right, I need to go and deal with the cleanup. I'm going to fill this up first. But there was a lot of scripting problems that I saw with that episode. I can't remember what the episode was called. It was the one where you had Rose and you had Donna and you had the Doctor. So they undid the lore behind Donna, so she's no longer Dr. Donna. She was just Donna. Because at the end of the episode, when she bonded with a binary person and being able to share the power, she's no longer that special. They could have killed her, but they didn't, and now that's been changed because that doesn't exist anymore. And all the way through, it was more like, it was basically scripting to the Pandaverse. The whole time, all the way through, if you watch that episode with Donna and Rose, most of it is, oh, I have a wonderful daughter, I have a beautiful daughter, I have a lovely daughter, the whole time. Now, if you're part of the younger generation and that's basically what you've been brought up on, because that's how everything's being presented, that comes across as quite normal. And it's basically normalising that sort of unfortunate scripting of the message. And if you want to know all of this, and you want to know how far it goes down, and the how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go and check out Nerdrotic, Disparu, Hills versus Babyface, all the comic book people we're told that are evil because they've got their own agenda. It's like they haven't got an agenda, they're just calling out bullshit. And it shows in Disney's numbers as well. Also, the other reason why the Doctor Who special was made the way it was is because the BBC got paid by Disney to make it. Have fun with it. In the great words of Disparu, just turn your brain off, you'll enjoy it more. Which is the Chris Eccleston that has said, yeah, even Chris Eccleston has called out flipping Russell T Davies. So when one of the doctors who worked with Russell T Davies stated, get rid of him, then you know there's a problem. It's discussing I started a Doctor Who club in school, and I have a feeling we're just focused on the old. Yeah, just focus on the old stuff. Keep it real. Anything up to Capaldi was all right. I mean, even I watched it up to that point. I didn't watch it religiously. I'm not like a Whovian, but if it was on, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would just watch it. But the last sort of year or so in like Doctor Who, you can if you look at the numbers of the episodes of like who actually watched it, you can tell there are problems, and you can tell the crowd is starting to see those problems. for a series that gets around, that used to get around 7 to 8 million views, well, around 6 to 7 million viewers an episode. Going through the Jodie Whittaker phase was like, the average episode was like 4 million. So the viewing figures were low. And all the way through the Christmas specials, because there were 4 Christmas specials and the actual Christmas special, if you look at the viewing figures, the numbers go down steadily over the whole time. And it just becomes more of a problem for the actual fans who enjoyed Doctor Who for what it used to be. Because now that Russell T Davies has come back and he's changing the lore of Doctor Who, that's what I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for the people who really got into it, who follow it religiously, because it was something that gave them meaning to watch a TV show. And Mauler he's basically somebody who's he pays attention to like the fandomonium of it all. And even he said if they went back to just being like a horror, like as Doctor Who used to be, you know, a little bit edgy, a little bit jumpy, a little bit scary in some places, you'd probably bring back some of those original fans that really did enjoy it. But unfortunately, things change. And it's not so much as being a scary change, it's more of a, in the great words of the Pandaverse from South Park, put women in it, put gay women in it and make it more lame. That seems to be the way that things are going. I've still got to watch the whole of that. I've only watched a little bit, and I'm like, no, I need to watch the whole thing. So at some point I will watch the whole of the Pandaverse, because apparently it just has a go at everybody. Like even the people who have a go at all of this stuff, it has a go at them as well. I'm like, okay, cool. You're very much a Whovian. Yeah, there are plenty out there. Kerry watched Doctor Who up until a certain point, then she stopped. Her dad's a massive Doctor Who fan, has been for most of his life. I don't know what his thoughts are on it, but I don't think he watches it much anymore. And he's old school Doctor Who. He was around when Doctor Who was first out. Well, dear. Yeah. I think this will be the last time I have to use this truck. I watched Doctor Who in the 80s. I don't know. I watched Doctor Who in the 80s. When they changed the Doctor, I stopped watching. Just Happy Cat 2, how you doing? So the whole Doctor change, I don't mind it, you know, the way it used to be. Like regenerating as a Doctor is just, it's the way that life went. You know, you regenerated, you became a sort of different person with your own quirks and your own personality, and that was pretty cool, you know. But by generation, being able to split in half, and then everything else you touch can be split in half by just giving it a nice solid whack. But this means that every other Doctor in the entire universe, as soon as they got hit with this new bi-generational thing, because it happens throughout the entire timeline, it's not just the new Doctor and David Tennant's Doctor, everything can be split in half by just giving it a swift kick. And that's why the new Doctor hit the TARDIS with a hammer and gave David Tennant his own TARDIS. And it's like, oh, right. Does this mean if I went in this universe, if I went around and smacked somebody in the head, there'd be 2 of them, and then I'm going to get beaten up? But yeah, by generation. And they call it bi-generation because Russell T Davies invented the word for the way to be generated. Well, I say invented the word. I mean, bi-generation's been around for a while, but he put it into it specifically to bring the Doctor in the way that he did. I think I've knocked this off straight too much. Hello all, close, anyone know of the trick of the Frankenstein? How many loads can it hold? It can hold one, so it can hold 60 some, I think it's 62% into its actual holder. So that's a truck and 2/3. I've got to see if this is still lined up properly, because if not, I'm making a mess. It shifted, but not a lot. Because this is getting too big. I don't like how he implemented bi-generation, but I kind of agree with the motives of it. I don't. Regeneration should have been the way the Doctor happened, but the problem is now is it's not Doctor Who like the 14th generation, it's back to 1 because it's a different style of generation now. Which means they can just carry on. Oh, I thought you just meant the actual Frank. Because the hopper says it gets to 60% if you turn the conveyor belt off. Just finish it because I need to deal with the mess I've made. And yes, excellent. Oh, it's 68%. Oh yeah, because I have it running all the time, so it goes up to like 61. That's just me. Right, drop my conveyor belt again. Yay. sort of work. We're okay. It is getting a bit tight here now. Well, what I'm going to do then is dig all this out. Starting from here. I know it's not going to be fastest until I get round, but we'll be alright. Alright, hold on. I think the truck fills it between 70 and 70. No, it's less than that. So this is what you do. Put a bucket in the frank now in the conveyor mode. Hold the restack and extend the arm out, not turn off. I have a question for you all. What is the best game you have ever played before the latest gen console? Mine is Paperboy. Well, I've been playing games the whole time, so the best game I played on the PS4, for me it was more of MLB, like baseball. Rocket League's pretty good, but I did play that as well. Put the load in and go. Or what I could do is I could just do this, dig, and then dig. I'm still going to have to dig 8 loads of stuff, so I might as well just dig it. But I will dig out what I've got now, and then I will move my excavator to the other side over there, and I'll do the hole out there as well. PS3 Devil May Cry, that's not a bad one. DMC's already been good. I think there was some Devil May Cry on the PS3, so you'll be alright. The Metal Gear games. Snake Eater was alright. I preferred like 1 and 2, but they were PS1 and PS2. That's old school, man. One and 2 were the best. Yeah, they look a bit, unfortunately, they just look a bit funny nowadays. Do. Oh. I don't know how much I've got left to do until I can do a clean out. This is sort of a good experiment. It's how long as it takes me to do one clean out. Well, one whole clean out is like all my buckets. That's 2 rounds. Halo 1 was good. I preferred Halo 2's gameplay more. Obviously when it came down to like the multiplayer aspect as well, Halo 2 was just better. But Halo 1 did set the tone. It was good. It was a good solid game, good campaign, a character you genuinely just sat there and just went, I want to be him when I grow up. You know, Master Chief was a badass. And then the TV show came out. I did like the fan one that came out ages ago. It was like fan-made Halo. It was actually really good. I sort of wish that someone had taken that on. Blur's a fantastic game. Blur came out for the Xbox 360 as well. I played it. It was freaking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good for like most games over the last sort of 35 years. It's been a fun run. It really has. Where are we up to? 44%, 52 in the buckets. God damn it! Need that one. Don't know why the rest of it worked, but then all of a sudden the last ones, it's almost like they've added like, I don't know what, 10% into the front bucket than they did with these. Unless these are like, they got to be full, so how are they up as high as they are? Yeah, I've played a lot of games in 35 years. Yeah. Obviously not like every single game in the world, because that's quite extensive. But I've played a lot of games in 35 years, yeah. One of the ones one of the games I really enjoyed to annoy people, right? I mean, I annoyed a lot of people, was Juiced. It was a street racing game that came out on the PS2. Or no, was it? Yeah. It was online, because you could race other people online. So, okay, it might have been the Xbox 360, right? So, what was it? No. When did Juiced 2 come out? Oh, no, it was Juiced, the original. Juiced video game. Came out on the Xbox and the PlayStation 2, so it was those. So Juiced 2, which came out on the next generation, which was like PS3 and Xbox 360. So they had a stupid thing in it where you could mod up a car, right? And you could do pink slip racing. Okay? So pink slip racing in Juiced 2 was, if you won the race, you would keep people's cars. So what I did was I finished the game, and then I went back to like tier 6, I think it was. Like, this was just when people started getting like the Nissan R32 or the R34, and drifting was awesome. So I basically nailed drifting down. I really enjoyed the drifting community. I enjoy watching drift racing. I watch Hoonigan, that sort of thing, and I really like drifting. Never done it personally in real life because I've always owned shit cars. They don't do it. So what I did was I did up my car to as good as a spec as I could, and I was always able to do the pink slip race without stopping. So I'd go around the whole track and I would drift the whole track. I used to annoy people by stealing everybody's cars. I had quite a lot of money on Juice 2 because I used to sell everybody else's cars, and that's how I funded the other tiers up. It was like, oh, I need $1 million for this. Okay, I've got that. So I funded my entire gameplay through other people's misfortune of just not being good enough at the game. Yes, I was that much of a douchebag. Do I play FPS? I have played first-person shooters most of the time. I played Modern Warfare 2 up till last year, and then after they started putting like Cardi B into the game and Lara Croft and like all the other stuff, I just decided it just wasn't my time anymore. There was too much bollocks going on in Call of Duty nowadays. So yeah, I was playing Call of Duty up until last year. I played Battlefield, done all that, and I was like, eh. Need for Speed Underground 2, one of the best soundtracks in a street racing game ever. And one of the best street racing games out to date. I enjoyed it, I loved it. But unfortunately they're remaking, what was the third one? The one with the BMW on the front. They're remaking that one. That comes out this year, actually, I think. Everyone's still petitioning. We want Need for Speed Underground 2, and they're not remaking it, but they remake all the others. Is it Hot Pursuit? Oh no, Most Wanted. That one, yeah. They're redoing Most Wanted. So the old Beamer M3. I'm gonna take your car, and then I'm gonna take your girl. Yeah, whatever, mate. It's a good game. Downside is that's the one they chose to remake after, like, you know, most of the crowd for the last sort of 20 years is like, no, we want Need for Speed Underground 2 to be remade. They already did a remake of Most Wanted, didn't they? Oh, give me a sec. I'll find the thingy for you. Need for Speed Most Wanted remake. The latest Need for Speed Most Wanted remake has been powered by the stunning The Matrix Awakenings. Oh yeah, sorry. It's been in production since 2021, I think. This is the Unreal footage for. Let me just find the video. Doot. This is what the game looks like on Unreal 5. Might be a bit choppy because that's like a big screen. That doesn't look too bad. Fat Squatch, how you doing, bud? Yeah, that's the rolling demo on Unreal 5. You should play Apex Legends. I have done. If you go back far enough into my category, into my like library of videos, I've done a couple of videos of Apex. Did a couple of live streams. I won a couple, and then that was it. Didn't need to play anymore. Hope you're well. Happy New Year, bud. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm feeling a lot better than I was this morning. It was a bit ropey this morning. Still got a headache. It's mainly gone. And my neck isn't as bad as it was yesterday. So, apart from that, I'm alright. Falling apart, man. Finally developing on my new game. Excellent. What's the game? How's it going? What's it all about? Is it about finding Sasquatch? I'm only doing it off your name, man. Or is it an RTS? The beard is good. The beard has never changed, mate. Since I've been here, the beard has rarely ever changed. It's still there. It only regains its colour because I don't shave it off. I think that's what a lot of people like make a mistake. They make mistakes by just shaving their head or shaving their hair off, cutting it back. You know, I'm 40 and I've got grey hairs, but that's just they're the ones that have been replacing the ones with colour. It's like going back in time through colour TVs. It was colour, now it's black and grey. That is the next game. Okay, so what's the first game you're working on? Because I'm up for listening. I'm up for looking into new things. Might be something for the other channel maybe, but yeah. The first one is real-time strategy. Will be a lot of fun. I'll let you know when it's done. My brother likes real-time strategies, so that's up his alley. The trick only works when the conveyor belt. I don't really care. The thing is I'm not really worried about the trick on how to load a conveyor belt up when you still have to dig all that time. I might as well just run the plant. You know? You've still got to dig all the dirt. You've still got to run it all through your plant. It's still going to do the whole wear and tear thing. You'll be alright. My favourite Need for Speed game was Porsche Unreleased. Oh yeah, no, that was way back when. This seems like it would take more time than just running it. Yeah, probably. I'm alright with just running the way that I'm doing this now. I don't have to move my excavator, and I'm going to dig out everything I can touch. So everything from here all the way around to here. Mainly just because I don't really care about doing the whole like quarter turn thing at this point. I'm just going to dig it all out. And then after I've dug out everything I can reach, maybe that'll be in the next day, then yeah, I can reset up ready for the next one. And if it's bad, I might just stop playing. I'll be like, nah, I'll be alright. End of season, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference. I'll just finish. And then Gadfield can overtake me again. Yeah, so if you can load up a Frankenstein with 8 loads of dirt, you still have to dig 8 loads of dirt. And that's a lot, man. Especially like you need 30 trucks to do what I'm doing. Which is going through the wash plant twice. How do you get a car dent side classic? Huh? I ain't got a clue what you're talking about. But that does happen a lot to me. Yeah, there was I remember a Porsche game. I think it was just called Porsche Classic. It might have been different in Australia, but yeah, I remember a Porsche game. I didn't think it was a Need for Speed game though. I did not get to play, so I could make up some digging in there. Yeah, there's a. I think for the next few days, it's like I think for me it comes down what type of claim I get. Like if it's a crap one, I might just dig it out and be like, whatever. How much dirt do I move in it per day? And now I'm moving around sort of 1900. Not a lot. Like I know some of the other guys are doing like 2000 something. I'm never going to be able to beat Split's record because that was ridiculous. Yeah, it's around 1900 now. The way that I'm doing this will be a bit slower. But that front section, it's like 1900 to 2000 a day. The way I'm doing this will probably be around 1600, 1700. I know like people like Old Man Gaming. I think you're like 2000 to 2500 a day. So that's sort of the standard for me. This bit's a little bit slower because it's just me. So yeah. If I sat closer to the truck and I just did smaller turns, yeah, I'd probably be up a little bit higher. But the way that I'm doing this now is this is the last section I'm doing. So everything I can reach on this side and everything I can reach on the other side, all of this is going. And then I'll reset. Didn't feel like pulling up the franks. No. I don't like readjusting them. I know it's lazy. I don't want to sit here messing around with lining up the franks when I can just do this and it doesn't bother me. All things I might do in the next time I play leaderboard, but for right now, I'm alright. The reason why I can't dig out this section here is because I still need to move over there before I dig this out. So I'll work it backwards. I think I only need one more truck full as well. When it starts saying that the moss mats are full, yeah, everything's done, so it'll be a cleanup. So 3.5 hours into one cleanup so far. And then Gadfield can poo himself, because I know he wants to beat me, and he probably will. But yeah, I think I did like 5,000 ounces yesterday. No. Gadfield's good. I like Gadfield. He works in an oil rig. He's in my Discord. But yeah, he was like, I'm going to beat you. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, yesterday when I wasn't really feeling it yesterday. I couldn't move my head yesterday. So I wouldn't be able to talk to you like this. I'd be like, I can't move, I'm done. And everything hurt. But yeah, I feel a lot better. I was like, yeah, literally, this is what happened yesterday. I was peeling a label off of my kid's bottle because he got a new bottle for going to school with. Because they have to have a bottle of drink with them the whole time. And that's fine. Minus Moss is full. Oh no, that means we are actually full. Damn it. Well, I'm going to lose some gold. Yeah, Miners Moss is full. You're losing pay dirt. It's right. It's going into the gritter. We'll be fine. Let me just fill this up and then I'm done. But yeah, I pulled a muscle in my neck whilst I was peeling a label off of a bottle, which upset me. So yeah, I was in pain and didn't do nothing else. I just moaned and bitched about it all day. But apart from that, I'm alright. Right, let's get this off. Get this one filled up and ready to go for... I will probably do some digging tonight. And what I'll probably do is I'll try and finish off this claim tonight. Unless I might record a video or two, I don't know. I'll see how things go. Because obviously people are going to be grinding up ready for the last couple of days of leaderboard now. So I might just do this tonight where after I've picked the kids up, I'm just going to come home and just sit down and dig more. And then do their dinner. And then sit down and dig some more. And then put them to bed. And then sit down and dig some more. And then, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing after that. I might just dig some more. And then I've got a month off, obviously because we're like leaderboards off, so I've got to play some other games. I've got Hybridsteel coming up soon. I've got to play Farming Simulator because that's got a gold mod on it. Got the treasure game to play as well. It's just trying to find stuff to do between. And like I said, I don't know if I want to do like a full sort of like. I don't know if I want to do season mode next month or not. Or next month. Yeah, it is next month because it's like February. So we'll have to see. It's depending on what the team do, because if the devs are working on this game through that time, there might not be a season mode next month because they might be adding stuff in. So again, we just have to see how things go. That's all we can do now. And then Out of War's big update comes in soon because they're going to be adding multiplayer. They're bringing missions back. Hopefully I don't have to build another road, but if I do, then so be it. I'll build another road. I didn't mind building a road. It was just partially painful at some points. Right. Off. Right, cool. Let's finish up because now we're on the cleanup. That annoys the smeg out of me. I like the way you have your plants set up. Hold on. I now have mine set up the same way. A lot of less moving the mats into. Yeah, so the idea would just be that I put my cleanup section down here because I don't want to keep moving around. I'm lazy. If there's an easy way to do stuff, like so I don't have to move around as much, I will do it. Have you heard about the flooding? No. I live in the southeast. It floods down here as well, just not yet. Like the rivers have gone up, but that's just because of just how much water came through yesterday. But don't know about there's a town down the road from me that always floods. Always. It's like every winter. It's flooded. Right, okay. What else is new? I need a spare bucket. It does depend where you live, though. Ba-na-ba. Off. There you go. We got lots and lots and lots of buckets to do, so I've also got all the mats to still do as well. I'm probably going to need this one for these. I fell in love with the Porsche 911 Turbo 3.3 930 because of Need for Speed Porsche. That's alright. I prefer, back in the days of like sports car games, mine was a Jaguar XJ220. Probably one of the most unpractical cars you could ever buy as well. Actually less practical than a Ferrari, because they're just really big and stupidly no space to put stuff in. Most of the boot was like your engine. I think it could only hold 2 people, and getting in and out of it. If you watch some of the videos of like normal people getting into a Jaguar XJ220, it's ridiculous. Looks good though, but for a 90s car. Oh yeah, I've got to turn that on. Doo-doo. Right, let's turn that and that on. Take this one out. Put this back in. And then let's start washing mats. This is the other thing I don't get. Why are some of these 99% and some of these are 100 when they've each had the same amount of stuff put through them? And then it's telling me that they're full. Oh, you're losing gold. I shouldn't be. Well, you're losing gold. But, well, you're losing gold. I don't understand it. I got this game at Christmas while on sale. I'm surprised, chill, but I'm running out of money and cables. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If it's your first time really playing it, play it on easy. Learn the game first, then play it on normal, and then torture yourself on hard. Oh, you bummer. Get. Bloody game. I didn't put 100% into that one. You can't do change. Cheers. If you're running out of money, it means you're wasting. I would probably say you're wasting something along that. I don't know, as I'm not sure how you're playing it. I would say you're wasting something along that line. Not sure how you're running out of cables though. Cables are quite cheap. I have an NVIDIA RTX 3080 and I have frame rates around the plant area. Any help? No, the frames suck. Right, so what you want to do there is you want to save your game and reload the game. Or, I think Old Man Gaming's fix is to go to town and then come back. So basically fast travel, and it should fix the frame rate. Basically, the game's screwed. It leaks data. So the frame drops. It's fun. Over time, it will go from 60 FPS. While you're playing, it will start dropping. Wasting time? Oh, I know. Like I said, certain things I do, certain things I shouldn't do. This is probably one of those things that I shouldn't do. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The game's it's a bit ropey when it comes to like the actual FPS. Oh yeah, the dirt fixes are yeah. The thing is, I limit the game to 60, and it does drop out. What are my settings? Graphics. That's window. That's that. Game. I don't know which settings I can do to turn off all the other stuff. Only one of the patches we've got to put in. So what happened is there were 2 beta tests for optimization. Only 1 beta test actually got implemented before leaderboard. So the other beta test hasn't been put in yet. And then the 3rd test, which apparently is going to happen, is going to be after leaderboard. And then from there, I hope it works. Oh yeah, because before this game used to actually die, like a lot. I remember playing on my old PC on this game, and the amount of times I sat there and just went, well, I'm running like 20 FPS again. It was all the time. So when it drops now, it's normally just because it's saving or that it's like real stormy. Oh yeah. It was fun. Right, it's pretty much every bucket. Ah, there we go. Let's see, 8,000 ounces. This ain't going to be 8,000 ounces. This might be... if I was going to put a number on it, I'm probably looking at 5. But I have just dug through, like, I would say 3, like, the richest, like, squares I have. So maybe 6 or 7. Well, I don't know if it's going to be 8. I don't think it's going to be 8. If it's 8, I'd be surprised. Real surprised. Right, let's turn off this, and then we keep... Yeah, that's fine. Take this off first. Don't need that. We're good. It does suck, yeah, I agree. Right, here we go. So where am I at right now? I'm at... max gold, 55,000 ounces. Right. Should have done that. Well, I've already boned up once. That's all good. Not bad for a start. How's your day going? I just put a whole bucket of gold in here. Well, there's nothing in that one, that's fine. I got, mate, I'm half-assed compared to like, other people who play this. Like this season for me, I missed 4 days, well, 4 days off because I was at Christmas. This is my first season in, so I'm not like the greatest. And there was a lot of times, like right at the beginning of my play of this, when I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to do things my way. Turns out apparently my way is really bad. So over time, I've sort of got used to doing a few different things here and there, but still, like I'm still playing it my way, which is the joys of life. Right, that one goes in there. $69, dudes. So yeah, I hold enough buckets to do 2 full cleanups. And that's just how I do things. I mean, other people do things their way. And you don't know, when you get to this point where you've upgraded your blacksmith the whole way, you've upgraded all your stuff, you don't need to magnetite all your dirt because no one cares anymore. You're just here to make money. Or just gold at least. No, gold it is. 37,000 ounces. Yeah, because I mean, there's no point in keeping the mag, because number one, I've got like $5 million. Number two, I don't need to upgrade the blacksmith anymore, so there's no point. I mean, if there was a reason to keep the magnetizer going, so you're actually making, you know, so there's a reason to upgrade from something, or then keep it. But I think once it's like old man said, like once you've finished like the blacksmith, there's no real point. Because at that point you've got so much money, you don't really care. So I'm sort of agreeing with him on that one. I'm like, yeah, getting to that point where you don't need to upgrade anymore, you don't need the money anymore, then there's not much point. What's your clean out total per day? I don't do it per day. I clean out per load of buckets. I thought you had 3,700 ounces in the bank. No, I've got 37,000 ounces in the bank, and I've got $5.3 million in my pocket. Yeah, that's $37 million. Yeah, exactly. So you don't really need magnetite when you've got like 37 million in your pot. 40,000. There you go. There we go. And now I'm at 60k. So I did like 5,000 ounces again. And the point I'm up to now, where I'm digging out this section here, there's another 1,000 there, there's 3,000 there, there's 2,000 there, there's 2,000 there. There's enough gold here, and also because I don't even know what these ones are like because I haven't drilled them, so I don't know. I'm just digging them out and going for it now. But yeah, what I should have done, as I said, like a lot of the stuff I did during this playthrough was like learning how to play the game, really. Because I mean, if you play it on normal, you play on normal, and that's fine. But you'll make a lot of mistakes, like I have. When it comes to like digging faster, you just don't move your digger as much. You just wave it around a little bit and you go from left to right instead of left and right. And then when it comes to like clean up some stuff, I mean, when it comes to doing these, I do it this way because I use this as a double jump. Because like if you jump normally, you don't really jump that far. But if you jump off of this, you can jump up to your mats. So that's why I do it from there. Yeah, the idea would be you put it here so you can just reach up and pull it down. That's what other people would do. So that's just the way I'm doing things. Yeah. So that's how I do it. I mean, I was going to put the actual mats in and stuff, but when someone tells you it only adds like 5% to your total and there's a lot of cleaning up, it's like, nah, I can't bother then. You know, so I basically abandoned doing the hog pan because there's no point. I abandoned the magnetite thingy after you get to a certain point. After you've got like a couple of million in the bank, you're like, oh, okay, there's no point in doing the magnetite anymore. So you don't have to go back to the blacksmith anymore. And being that all you're doing in leaderboard is basically resetting the claim, drilling it out, digging it, and then doing it again and again and again, you don't need a lot of money anymore. Right? It costs $1 million to reset. If I needed to reset now, I'd pay the $1 million out and stuff, and then I'd work that claim and I'd do it again. But if it got to a point I ran out of money, I've got $40 million worth of gold there. I'll be fine. So yeah, it took me just under 4 hours to do an entire, however many buckets I just do. It's only 1 ounce per cleanup. Yeah, so there you go. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 buckets in 3.5 hours. So that's 30 truckloads. And that's my digging I don't play it by how many days I've played in the game. I play it by how many hours I've played. So within 3.5 hours, I can do a 24 bucket cleanup, and with this going rate on dirt, it's between sort of 4,000 and 6,000 ounces of gold for 3 hours work. Which, if this was real, it would be amazing, but it's not. Anyways, I'm going to head off now because I've got to go get the kids soon. So thank you very much for kicking by. It's most appreciated. Hopefully you've become a subscriber and bits and pieces. If not, maybe I'll learn it next time. But until my next video, live stream, or whatever else is on this channel, I've been Hybridsteel. You've been the viewer. And it's been awesome to have you here. Until then, peace out. Have fun. Enjoy everything you guys do. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you in another one. Bye-bye for now.